All right, we're live. We're right on time. Welcome. The High Council requests your presence, your audience. Rise and greet the High Council. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. This is Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I am a comic book artist with 25 years experience in the industry. I am a big Star Wars fan, a great big Star Wars fan. It is a pleasure and a privilege to have you with me. And let me introduce we're the three amigos, I think. Let me introduce Martin Short. I guess you'd be or would I be the Martin Short? This is Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers.
What's going on, everyone? I just want to dedicate this episode to all the SJW tears that have been flowing ever since I broke the Force Awakens Blu-ray a few days ago. I haven't seen that many tears since Solo flopped, which we all predicted. So it's been a good week. So glad to be here.
Marvelous. And then who's the other guy? Well, I guess Steven. What's his name? What's the other guy's name with the white hair? Damn it. I'm always losing names lately. The comedian. Steve Martin. Thank you. Steve Martin. Yeah. All right. So let me introduce you to the Steve Martin of our Three Amigo group. And I really hope Steve Martin was in the movie. I think he was. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters. Hello. I was wondering if it was just me. Jeff, are you there, buddy? It's like did the SJWs get him? They took him out. Take our word for it. Jeff Hicks is kind of here, but he might have I don't know, disappeared for a second. So Jeff, come back to us when you're ready.
I was checking my settings. I'm like, did I mute everybody? What happened?
Oh my God. No, for the past couple of days, my brand new computer just freezes up at random. It just freezes up at random. I think it happened when I was talking, was it the holiday special? Something anyway, and I've had to restart my computer. It's really, really embarrassing. There he is. Jeff Hicks, ladies and gentlemen, how are you?
Woo! Great. So if he's Martin Short, do I get to be Chevy Chase?
Yeah, okay, I'll be Steve Martin. You be Chevy Chase.
I just really like the movie Fletch, so that's the reason I want to claim that. But hey, everybody, what's up? Yeah, it's Tuesday night. It's the High Council. I'm pumped. We've had a really interesting week on World Class Bullshitters, and I'm ready to talk some Star Wars nonsense with everybody.
I'm ready to talk Star Wars nonsense too, but before we get to that, we have to do a Star Wars adjacent topic. This is Star Wars adjacent, meaning it's related to Star Wars, kind of, but it's not really Star Wars. It's related to Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of do know what I mean. All right, that's good.
I always kind of know what you mean.
Yeah, I appreciate that about you. I think that's one of the things that I really enjoy. You guys kind of know what I'm talking about. Most people don't know what I'm talking about ever, and so that makes you guys unique. All right.
I gotta give Super Ant a shout out because they said it's Tobor bro in the chat. It's Tobor bro.
Tobor bro. 100%. Bounding into comics here. Garbage tier. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I know John F. Trent. Usually I like the stuff that you say. You say good things about me, but it's not Sesame Street. It's Sesame Street. And then you repeat the same mistake over and over and over again.
Same street.
Yeah. How do you not know that? How do you get that wrong 100 times? And especially in the title. It's very embarrassing. That's garbage tier. We expect this kind of behavior from websites like Polygon. We definitely expect it from MovieWeb. I mean, give me a break. MovieWeb, by the way, has taken to calling a character in Star Wars Eaten Pie Skyvor, which I really resent. Every single article, there's some creature named Eaten Pie Skyvor. And I know it refers to me, B. Alan Orange. I know you're talking about me. But anyway, Sesame Street puppeteer Frank Oz comes under attack for stating Bert and Ernie are not gay. What do you think of this, guys?
The fact that we're talking about it 50 years later.
Oh my God!
Who gives a shit?
I mean, this is classic SJW stuff. I mean, this is exactly what we talk about all the time, and how they are just obsessed with things that normal people don't give a damn about. And the fact that we're discussing Bert and Ernie's sexuality is the ultimate facepalm. I can't believe it. And Frank Oz is catching hell on Twitter.
There he is. Look at him.
He is catching
Denny O'Neil almost.
Yeah,
he does look like Denny O'Neil. I stated in my video he looked like the Zodiac killer victim that survived. And Jim Henson here. I'm sorry, Job. Rest in peace, Mr. Henson. But you look like the Shroud of Turin. You look like the image of Christ on the Shroud of Turin in this image, which is
you're not wrong.
Also, yeah, it's also interesting. Listen, these two gentlemen have their hands up the back hole of these puppets. They know these puppets better than your proctologist knows you. I would listen to this gentleman about Bert. And also, here's the thing. How many gays do you know that would dress like this? Honestly. And then every single day. Are you telling me that a gay guy is going to wear a long sleeve, vertical, look at the colors on this, V-neck sweater with a white turtleneck that's loose at the collar underneath? At the very least, a gay guy is going to pluck his eyebrows. The unibrow is ridiculous. And then the fashy haircut? No. Now, Ernie might be gay. I don't know why they're focusing on Bert. Bert is just a douchebag. Ernie's funny. He's clever. Might be gay. But again, he wears the same thing every single day. Every day. Sesame Street puppeteer, Frank Oz. Why do we care? Because he's also the voice of Yoda. He's the voice of Yoda. Sesame Street puppeteer and mastermind behind Star Wars is Yoda. Can any of you do a Yoda voice? Or is it... I mean, I tried to do it today.
Oh, God. All right, Jeremy, you can do.
I don't know if I could pull that one off.
We need Yoda. We need Broda. Whatever. Who's that dude that's on Twitter that makes fun of us and watches our videos and makes videos?
Pimp Master Broda or Yoda or something like that. He's always getting on me. So
yeah. That guy's awesome. I'd invite him to join the High Council as a guest once in a while.
Yeah, I can't do the Yoda voice.
I want to try, but I don't want to sound like a dick on the internet. So.
So many others have. We might as well. It's okay. You're allowed to sound like a dick once in the spirit of trying to sound like Yoda.
Let's see. Hold on. That's the best.
Okay, how about read this line of dialogue? Okay, so this guy is saying, oh, you hate gays and you seem disgusted with gays. And Frank Oz says this line. Now read this line as Yoda.
Oh, Jesus. How odd you see my feelings is disgusting.
Perfect. Good job. Because that was meant to be. I'm sure it was meant to sound like Yoda. I think he does walk around at home and talk like Yoda.
Jeff, that was objectively bad, but I appreciate that.
Well, tough guy. Why don't you take a crack at it? Read this line as Yoda right here.
Which one?
This one right here. See?
All right. I created Bert. I know what and who he is.
That was better.
Yeah, what?
That was better. All right. So Yoda is going to defend the heterosexuality of Bert tonight. Oz took to Twitter to respond to Mark Saltzman, who worked on Sesame Street scripts. Saltzman also spoke to Queerty. Does anybody know who Queerty is? Can we get him on the show? Where he declared that, quote, without a huge agenda, when I was writing Bert and Ernie, they were gay. He continued, I didn't have any other way to contextualize them. The other thing was, more than one person referred to Arnie and I guess that was his partner, as Bert and Ernie. Saltzman would then go on to discuss how he saw his own personal relationship with film editor Arnold Glassman. That's what I had in my life, a Bert and Ernie relationship. You know what? Honestly, if you have a Bert and Ernie relationship with your significant other, they should really drop kick you out the fucking house. So you get the way Ernie treated. By the way, they slept in separate beds. Checkmate. They weren't gay. Remember they slept in separate beds. But apart from that, Ernie was always like, Ernie would bring in a jackhammer when Bert was trying to sleep, and he'd jackhammer his head like, "What's wrong, Bert? What's wrong? You don't like a jackhammer to the skull while you're trying to sleep?" And Bert would be like, "Ernie, if you have a Bert and Ernie relationship with your significant other, that's an abusive relationship. Let's just call it for what it is. It's abusive." Yeah. Rubber ducky.
You're the one.
Get out of here with the rubber ducky. How could it not permeate? He says the things that would tick off Arnie, a jackhammer to the skull, would be the things that would tick off Bert. How could it not? I will say that I have never said to the head writer, "Oh, I'm writing this. This is my partner and me." Now, Frank Oz responded, declaring Bert and Ernie are not gay. They're not gay. He would go on to question, but what? Oh, here's the actual. Should I try it as Yoda?
Yes.
Yes.
It seems, Mr. Saltzman, was asked if Bert and Ernie are gay. It's fine that he feels that way. They're not, of course. But why that question? Does it really matter? Why do they need to define people as only gay? There's so much more to a human being than just straightness or gayness.
EVS for the win.
You sound like Bobby Hill on that episode of King of the Hill where he tries to do the ventriloquist puppet Chip Block.
Okay, that's valid criticism. Any more criticism? I'm listening for some feedback. Okay, all right. People give me 7 out of 10 in the chat.
Somebody says, "What the hell is that?" All caps.
All right. Maybe it wasn't great. Maybe it wasn't perfect.
I thought it was good. I thought
was it? All right. I did my best. Tom Spillman says, "Why are they not arguing? Just wondering." He said he wrote from that POV. People are saying, "Gotta go." All right, I'll try that.
Somebody said you sound like Screech.
I sound Screech from Saved by the Bell. That is harsh criticism. That is harsh criticism. I understand. So Frank Oz says, "Look, I created Bert. I know what he likes, and he likes the chicks. He likes ladies. Have we seen evidence of Bert liking the ladies? I haven't seen it. But maybe he has. If Frank Oz knows." That's when Oz came under attack with a number of people that implied that he hates gay people. This is called SJW Swarm right here. Reed Bryce shows, look at his little face right here. This disrespectful little 14-year-old is going to talk to the 74-year-old Frank Oz, creative genius, talk to him any way he likes. And that is why Twitter is a hellhole. He says, "You may have created him, but you don't seem to realize or appreciate what he means to thousands of little boys growing up." What the hell, dude?
What does that even mean?
Bert and Ernie were like the lamest on Sesame Street. I never liked them.
Bert means nothing to anybody. Bert means, hey, this is an annoying, this is a guy who you can annoy. Bert, pseudo-intellectual, all right? He is not really that smart. Ernie is way smarter than Bert. Bert collects paper clips. He raises pigeons. He's a dummy. I mean, he's just a weirdo. He's bland. He's odd. Ernie actually is creative and he's nice. I related to Ernie more than I related to Bert. So anyway, this is thousands of little boys. You digging in your heels and wrongly conflating romantic orientation with sexual orientation. These are puppets. These are puppets. With what seems like disgust is abjectly disappointing. And then again, how odd you see my feelings as disgust. Was that better or not as good? Should I go lower?
Reed has never heard of Sesame Street until he could get woke off of it. He has never even heard of it, and he sees an opportunity to get on Twitter and get woke. That's what I'm guessing.
Down to Frank fucking Oz, like the audacity of these stupid millennials. How dare you speak to this man this way? Like, for example, here's Nem here. Look at that. You got to look at their faces. I just honestly, all of them need to be fired to Mars. All of them. If you aren't disgusted, look at the way she's talking to him. Why do you care so much about this? Come on, Frank, say it. I hate the gays. It's right there, man. Come on, say it. You know you want to.
Jesus.
That raises my blood pressure. That does raise my blood pressure. Frank responds with "what?" like that. That's a little bit. Is that Grover? Is that like Grover? By the way, is Grover gay? Why is nobody asking if Grover is gay? What do you think?
Grover?
Yeah, well, Super Grover or Grover. Is Grover gay? I'll tell you why I don't think so. Okay, now I've thought about this. I put a little thought into this. I did some preparation before we went live today. I was watching Sesame Street, the season finale of this season of Sesame Street, and I do watch Sesame Street daily because I have a 2-year-old and she loves Sesame Street. So picture this: Grover is actually watching Olympic gymnast. She's 15 years old, Laurie Hernandez, and she's on there. She's like, "Hey, Grover," and she's wearing a leotard and everything. And she's like, Grover's like, "Can you do some cartwheels? Can you do some cartwheels for Grover?" And she's like, "Sure. How many would you like me to do?" He's like, 5. And so Grover, what a weirdo. She's like, "Okay, you count them off." Nice, healthy girl. You know, she does 5 cartwheels. And Grover's like, "Go, mama." And then she goes, "You didn't count to 5." And he's like, "I know. Maybe you better do them again." I swear this is true.
Jeez.
If you watch the season finale of this season of Sesame Street on HBO. So she's like, "Okay, I'll do them again." And so she does another 5. And Grover goes, "I'm going to take some pictures for my mommy." And he whips out a camera. Okay. He whips out an old school camera while this girl's spread eagled in midair. "Oh, God, baby. Oh, yeah. And then she's like, you still didn't count to 5. Grover's like, I know, do it again. All right, so Grover has some problems. But
That's an understatement.
right, but I think Grover is into the opposite sex. So Grover, another Frank Oz creation, not gay. So he goes, what? And then she says, don't think I stuttered, my man. Oh my God, dude.
Jeez.
The disrespect, man. I don't even know what. Does this end up doing normal people a favor, like non-SJWs, like when they see the way SJWs behave like this, like the arrogance?
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
They kill their own causes all the time, man.
Yep.
You can't say, sir, maybe you can't speak to him with respect. You got to talk to him like this because why? What is this? And Frank immediately bows down. I'm so sorry. You've experienced so many painful experiences in your life just because of your sexuality. It must have been, and it seems it still is, hurting you deeply, understandably, causing you to behave like an a-hole, creating a rage in you. You are right. People need to accept you as who you are. So basically, this goes on and on. This is the first tweet from you that I agree with, she says. People find, and then boom, tears him up again. I'm asking you, please, he says, please read what I've written. Now, the funniest thing about this, Jeremy, and you'll appreciate this, how many hearts does he have here? How many likes?
646.
All right, let's see where he started out at the beginning of this.
Thousands.
Yeah, all right, so here he is at 11,400 likes, okay? Here he's sitting at 23. People are like, So the crowd around him at first was like, yeah, all right, that's great. And then slowly, as the SJWs swarm, people kind of back out of the conversation. So they slowly look declines. I'm asking you, please read what I've written. 646 people. It's so funny. It's like he's being swarmed by piranhas right now. Dude, again, I'm sorry you are so hurt, but thanks for the discussion. Oh, come on, he says, 222 people. Oh, come on, he says. Look at this man. This man knows. This man knows what's up. Goes on and on. Why do you only need them to be straight? For honesty. And it just goes down, on and on and on, all the way down. Now, at this point here, but you took the words "they're not," of course, out of your tweet. Would it be any less honest? P.S. I'm among millions who changed for the better by your work. Just saying. He says, yes, it would have been less. Now, this is the equivalent of a piranha swarm. All right. So if you were Frank Oz at this point, arguing with these people, instead of just having, I would have posted an image of Bert giving people the middle finger and saying, "Fuck off, SJWs. I like the ladies. Bert likes the ladies." That would have been it. But he's arguing with them. So if this were a piranha swarm at this point, poor Frank Oz would look like a skeleton from the neck down. He would just be a talking head with a skeleton underneath him, maybe one hand still attached, just gesturing. Please read what I wrote.
You sound so pathetic when you do it.
The visual representation that goes along with that voice and seeing it happen is perfect.
Oh, this poor guy. This is a genius. He's a genius. Yeah, honestly, the more you give these people attention, the more they continue. They're not looking for anything. They're just looking to keep beating you down. SJWs are terrible, terrible people.
They're just disruptors is all they are.
By the way, look at Jim Henson here. Look at the face of this. This looks like something out of Twin Peaks. Like Laura Palmer would be like, "Oh, hey," and then dun, 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 down here. Like, that is a spooky picture of Jim Henson. We love Jim Henson. And here we go again. I mean, just look now. Now they're dancing on his corpse. With all due respect to Frank, an artist whose work I adore, I don't think the original creator gets the final say, or that characters can't be changed. If Sesame Street's current writers were to decide to make Bert and Ernie a canonically gay couple, I'd be all for that. So in other words, old man, you're 74 years old. The moment you die, Bert and Ernie are both going to be gay, and that's that's just the way it is. Pretty amazing amazing conversation happening here. People talking about the asexuality, LGBT, perhaps, I don't know, representation of puppets. Now this, of course, here, guys, you've seen this scene. This is interesting. You know what this is?
Iceman?
That's Iceman. That's Jean Grey. Jean Grey is a telepath. Here she is flapping. He says, but, you know, what? Come on. Look at him. And this is when it happens. Right in his brain. Jean Grey. What's happening? Bobby, you're gay. And then from then on, he was. And that's how it works. She actually changed Bobby Drake gay. Made him gay in the sequence. And that is the criticism. This whole scene was so poorly thought out. I mean, it's clear that she is psychically, telepathically manipulating him in this scene. Very, very interesting. Given the attacks on Frank Oz, it appears this agenda does not only apply to comics, but to general entertainment at large. This is what we talk about. This is why. Let me give you some advice. Everyone listening. Learn the phrase F off. Learn to use the phrase F off. You have to. You have to. In Star Wars, in Sesame Street, in comics, in music, whatever. Just learn to say F off to these people. You have to do it.
What they and this is a good question for you, EVS. Is they are none of them want to create new characters with the agenda that they're wanting to push. They want to take established characters and build that agenda around the established characters. As someone that's created many characters, how many characters have you created off the top of your head?
My God, so many valuable, beloved, diverse characters.
Right. And so that takes a lot of work. You have to, if it's a new character, you have to establish that character. You know what I mean? It takes time, it takes work, it takes effort. And that's something that they are all lacking. They don't want to work for anything. They just want to capitalize off the work of other people and push their agenda onto someone else's hard work. Right. And that's what's so frustrating about it. Nobody cares if you want to create a gay character or a character that's not white or not male. Nobody cares. Create it. And if you take the time to develop that character and build that character and please the audience that you're trying to bring in, then no one's going to have a problem with that. But you're trying to take already established characters and mythologies and you're trying to rewrite history to fit your agenda. And that's what's pissing normal thinking people off.
That is correct. Yes, indeed. Now, of course, I've created some of the most diverse and amazing characters of all time. Did you know that, you guys?
I did.
I was not aware of that.
Well, it is true. And, for example, right here, this was yesterday.
Boom. I love this. We were just talking about this. This is fantastic.
This month, we celebrate generations of Hispanic culture and history. # Hispanic Heritage Month. This person tweets this out and says, comic skaters don't like this. Ha ha ha, this character was literally created by Ethan Van Sciver. How ridiculous, LMAO. That's a nice thing to wake up to. It's like, I created the character that is going to represent Hispanic heritage. It's for me. We're Comic Skate. That was a great moment. That was a terrific moment. And that's part of the fun of working in comics. Yeah. So ultimately, what is going on? Why are people doing this? Why are people arguing with people in such a rude way on Twitter? Are these dopamine dopes? Or is it fun? Like I guess if you could scream at and make like a creative genius say what, tweet out like in pain. Tweet out in pain after you're attacking him. Is that a little power rush for a 20-year-old? What do you think is the cause of this?
I think that they're just very insecure people. They don't really have any ambition in life. They don't have any drive in life. They clearly don't have the alpha male gene or the alpha gene in general. So they want to get on Twitter and act like badasses because they can't be held accountable for anything they say or do. It's really that simple.
Well, there'll be a day when they have to be held accountable.
Yeah.
Because when they try to get into the real world and get a job or any of these other things that are so oppressive that are going to keep them down, well, here's a wake-up call. You have no value off of social media, so make yourself valuable. Don't. What would you do? What are you doing attacking an old man? Frank Oz is nobody's enemy.
No, and even if he was a little old-fashioned in his thinking, he's 74 years old. He doesn't need to get woke. At 74, he doesn't need to get
Nobody needs to get woke.
Well, nobody needs to get
when you go woke.
Hopefully, Frank Oz is nowhere near going broke. And I think that, this is the thing. Is that a red pill moment for him? That is the crossroads. I mean, right there, when you're being swarmed and attacked by SJWs and you are, it feels like there's ginger ale in your skull because you can't understand why these people are so unreasonable and treating you with like so much arrogance and contempt. that is a moment for you to decide, like, how do I feel about things? Am I gonna is this the red pill? Am I taking the red pill? Am I going to start to realize that these people are nuts and fight them, or am I going to surrender to them?
Yeah, because he's sitting there he's begging them to just read what I said, begging them to understand the context, and they're just talking down to him like he's so beneath them, and it's just the lack of self-awareness with SJWs is off the charts. They have no self-awareness with themselves or other people. And yeah, I would think that would. I don't know if he's at an age where a red pill moment could work, but if there was a red pill moment for a 74-year-old, that's it right there.
That should be it. It should be. It should be. All right, so let's talk about a friend of ours named Ichibaka.
Good old Ichibaka.
I love Ichibaka. I love him. I'm waiting to see if Jeff loves him.
Oh, I like him. He's a little annoying in the Star Wars Holiday Special, but he's legit.
No.
I know who you're talking about. Believe me, that guy's contacted me countless times. He's awesome.
Yeah, Ichibaka. He does a website called Disney Star Wars is Dumb. And right there, the title is true. That's the only title of a news outlet on Twitter, or I mean on the interwebs. That isn't a lie, that doesn't point to garbage tier content. Disney Star Wars is dumb. It is dumb. It is dumb. .wordpress.net. Of course. It is. So anyway, bad news. Now, we have been reporting that we have heard from very good sources that we cannot reveal all the time, that Kathleen Kennedy has been fired, and she is going to be gone by the end of the month. That is what we've heard, and that's what we believe. I believe it. I don't know if Jeff believes it. Jeff, do you believe it or no?
I'm hoping against hope. I don't want to be disappointed. Okay, look it. I've been disappointed the last 10 months of my life with Star Wars. I don't want to, get involved with this one and only be disappointed again. I don't think I can emotionally handle this. So I'm playing the wait and see game, because when she's gone, it'll just be that much sweeter.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Like you don't want to expect a gift on Christmas, do you? You don't want to expect it and then not get it. Like,
exactly.
Even when you do get it at that point, you're just like, wow, I was just expecting this anyway. It's better if these wonderful things just happen to you. And then that's a good thing. Disney Star Wars is dumb. Again, look at this. I love this title. Disturbing and disappointing insight.
It's so basic.
Oh my God. It's like, yeah, this person has insight and it's disturbing and it's disappointing. I agree. It would be disturbing and disappointing. By the way, let's check this out. I don't know how this happens. I don't know what childbirth must be like. You know what I'm saying? Like, my God.
She gave birth to the moon.
She did. She did. It's like she fired a cannonball. It's crazy. So
the strongest womb in history. Ryan Johnson's mother.
Oh my God! Like, I want to see what. Wow, what did those X-rays look like? They're not X-rays. What are they called when you sonogram, ultrasound?
Or maybe it's sonogram. I don't know. I don't have kids.
Yeah. That ultrasound was just a circle. It must have been very terrifying. Odin's movie blog has interviewed Hollywood pundit and former director Matthew Kadish. Matthew brings hashtag the Fandom Menace. Hey, that's us. We're the Fandom Menace. That's everybody in this audience. Fandom Menace.
Yep. They are.
Some very disappointing insight. Kathleen Kennedy will stick around. That's his insight. And Ryan Johnson will get his trilogy. That's his insight. Matthew bases his insight, and by the way, that doesn't mean that's not a psychic thing. Does insight sound psychic to you? Or is that like second sight?
I would say it's just an educated guess is basically what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Well, like Jeremy, there's this guy in wrestling, Dave Meltzer, the guy that writes the news. He always has insight. He just makes up shit, and sometimes it comes true. Well, my source was wrong. Well, this was that. I think this is a Dave Meltzer situation. Yeah,
Meltzer's plugged in with a lot of people, and he hears things, and then it gives him insight, and he makes educated guesses. So there's nothing wrong with that.
The audience is crying right now. They're literally making crying faces. Everyone is crying. Everyone
it's okay,
is
guys.
crying.
We're here. We're here.
We're here to help you through this, and we're going to make you feel better about it in a second. Yeah, give me sight beyond sight, says Rage Carrier. Absolutely. We're here to provide you sight beyond sight. On his experience with working as a director in Hollywood, Matthew has no great love for Rian Johnson's work in Star Wars, though he's been writing a series of analyses on The Last Jedi at Medium.com. And they're not gushing with praise like the professional critics by any means. Recently, Odin sat down with Matthew to discuss the state of Star Wars and Lucasfilm. Which one? Which one's Matthew Kadish? I don't know. I'm not sure. They both look reliable. The speculation regarding Kathleen Kennedy stepping down was based primarily on comments published in the Ankler Hollywood Insider newsletter, but also partially on comments from who? Jeremy. It's our Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers.
That's me. That's me.
Ethan Van Sciver. Why doesn't? By the way, thanks for no. Why not put Comic Artist Pro Secrets? Why just my name?
Why don't I even get mentioned? Who the fuck's reviews for you?
You didn't get a mention at all, did you?
I never get mentioned in any of this shit. Fuck yeah, everybody.
That's Craig at Reviews for You.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who he is either, but I when you talk about the fandom menace, what is this guy doing? What is this guy doing here? Where is World Class?
Craig is good people, but yeah, we got to get World Class in there. Even if you just want to say World Class BS, you don't have to put the bullshitters. Just say World Class BS.
Just say Jeff Mix.
I've been doing this shit longer than a lot of people, man. Give me my credit and don't email me and apologize.
Yeah, where's your due? Yeah, the time
retraction. I want you can use my T-shirt designs in all your articles, but you can't mention me.
Unbelievable. I'm offended by this.
He's not invited to Christmas.
Oh, that's harsh. But fair. All of whom have stated to have spoken with Lucasfilm insiders. I have, given how disingenuous Lucasfilm representatives have proven to be, it's entirely possible that any such insiders have fed hashtag the fandom menace false information.
Okay, maybe I don't want to be involved with this.
Yeah, though I'm only speculating. Yeah, maybe like we have been getting information from trolls. By the way, maybe it's been Chuck Wendig all along.
He's not that smart. Wibbly wobbly TIE fighters and shit. Come on, man.
Chuck Wendig. By the way, update. Matthew commented on this blog post. It's also possible that the quote insiders aren't aware of KK's contract or how the executive board look at major studios operate. Or how the executive board at major studios operate. I mean, just look at how hard it was to remove Les Moonves from CBS. Executives are often entrenched in the companies they work at, unless they agree that they want to go, Matthew. And why wouldn't she want to go? I think she does want to go. That is why she is, what would you say, AWOL? Where is she? Not AOL, AWOL, away without leave.
And that's the point that I talked to him on Twitter earlier, and we had a good conversation. And that's the point I made. For the previous 2 years before The Last Jedi came out, and even beyond that, even 2.5 years, maybe 3, Kathleen Kennedy was at the front of everything. She was doing interviews. She's showing off her Star Wars T-shirt. She's talking to the audience. She's, in the marketing campaign for every one of these Star Wars movies. She's sitting there with JJ. She's sitting there with Ryan. She's involved with Rogue One. She can't get her face off the TV. She can't be off YouTube. And then once The Last Jedi released around late January, she has been completely a ghost. She's nowhere to be found. And here we are 10 months later, and she's still nowhere to be found. And what I'm saying is either one of two things is true. Either she's gone or she's a terrible leader. Either way, it's fine with me. Leaders lead. They don't lead when times are good. They lead during the bad times and through the good times. And she had no problem putting her face out there when Star Wars was in a good place because she capitalized off of George Lucas's creation and all of the goodwill that the fans were putting towards the Disney purchase because the enthusiasm was high. She was capitalizing off that. The moment it gets a little bit rocky, where is this great, strong, powerful leader that we continue to hear about? Where is this Hollywood legend She can't even show her face because of the decisions she's made. She is a coward. She's hiding. After The Last Jedi came out and the backlash started, what happened next? We got Solo, complete failure.
Yeah.
Then what happened? We've had all the controversy surrounding Battlefront, nothing from her. And then we did get some good news. We got the Clone Wars reveal, which pleased, I would say, 90 to 95% of all Star Wars fans. And where was she at? Nowhere to be found. Dave Filoni was leading that. He was being interviewed. He was, giving details. Where's Kathleen Kennedy? It's just, she's a terrible example for a leader. And it would only, and like I told Matthew on Twitter, it would take one interview for her to quiet all of this speculation talk. One interview.
Why won't she do it?
Because she's a coward. And that's my thought on it.
And there's more to it than okay, fine. I'm not trying to one up anybody, but I told you guys off air. I spoke to somebody who had a connection. Jeremy, you know who it is. They're aware of the situation. They just they refuse to, I don't want to say, they don't want to change, but they don't want to admit that they're in the wrong either. So that's why they stay quiet. And I think it's doing more damage than good. That's my opinion. That's not the opinion of the source.
Right.
Yes, I agree. So it's also possible. All right. So let's also not forget, says Matthew Kadish. That's Matthew Kadish, that KK has Steven freaking Spielberg in her corner. I like the freaking in the middle. I didn't know that was his middle name.
So did Shia LaBeouf. How'd that work out?
Whoa!
Boom!
Do it!
Mic drop.
One of the most powerful men in Hollywood backs her up. Her husband is also a super producer. KK's been working in Hollywood since the 70s and has major connections. It's naive to think her job is in jeopardy.
How is that naive, though?
Steven Spielberg and all of these people and her producer are not Disney. They're not the shareholders. They're not, I'm sorry. Shareholders and profit are going to come first every time, at least in a responsible and normal world. And I think Disney actually does make responsible choices. I don't think Disney allows, their directors to drive a multi-billion-dollar franchise into the ground just out of friendship to Steven Spielberg and the fact that her husband is a super producer. I don't think they're impressed, Matthew. I don't think they're impressed with that.
And I don't recall Disney calling Steven freaking Spielberg to do a sequel to BFG because that movie did terrible at the box office. So Spielberg is a legend, and his resume speaks for itself. And I have the utmost respect for everything this man has done, but he doesn't have the same weight that he used to have.
No, not at all.
Just doesn't. And
look at Ready Player One.
Right, and I enjoyed Ready Player One, but if you would have, Nolan was initially attached to Ready Player One. If Nolan would have done it, it would have made probably twice as much money.
Yeah, because you would have bought all those extra tickets.
Damn right, but and Steven freaking Spielberg is also attached to that very, very, very prosperous Transformers series. Wait, no, that's right. It continues to decline every single time they come out.
Every time.
Again, Spielberg is a legend, and no one can dispute that, but his clout is not what it used to be. Mm-hmm. It's just not. And really what this comes down to is Disney is they're in a bind right now. Disney is the Whammon respecters, they're the virtue signaling company. They're always preaching about all their, bullshit, projecting out there. They do it all the time. I say that as a fan, but this is what they do, Now they're in a situation where they have to, for financial reasons, they need to get rid of this woman, but it creates a PR nightmare for them. So they have to do this in the most strategic way possible. And her disappearing from the public eye for 10 months, accepting this career achievement award or whatever the hell she's getting.
That she gave to herself.
Right. Accepting that is a great way for them to send her out on the most politically correct way they can do it without being accused of being disrespecting a powerful woman, because that's coming and they know it's coming. They're not stupid. They're not a dumb company. And as much as they want to preach of how much they're for inclusion and diversity and all that bullshit, they want money. They just want fucking money.
Well, the umbrella guy talks about how they're not as financially flush as we think they are, because they talk about I'll let him, check out his channel. He talks about it at great length. He talked about it on last night's live stream, but he says what they spend is way more than we realize, and what they make barely covers it.
Yeah.
So he's got all the information. Don't quote me on that. Check him out. He's got all the facts and figures.
That Umbrella guy's pretty good. Well,
Yeah,
it's
he
important that we're all whammon respecters here.
All whammon respecters.
Believe it. As stated, and there's another update. Why are you doing this, Ichibaka? I know you're in the chat right now. Why are you doing this? Update number 3. As stated previously, much of the speculation surrounding Kathleen Kennedy's purported departure from Lucasfilm is based on the Ankler newsletter, which states, while Kathleen Kennedy worked wonders relaunching this property from the abyss of the Lucas prequel trilogy.
What?
The abyss.
This is bullshit. You know, it's funny. I'm sorry to go off on a tangent, but I saw some garbage article about, Star Wars toys aren't as bad as that guy on the internet makes it seem to be. I was on some website, but they only stop at 2015. The whole thesis of all this shit is they built on the abyss of George Lucas. No, they had the goodwill of Star Wars, and they've been able to turn it into nothing in a record time. What other franchise, movie, TV show, video game has been able to drop off in 3 years to where it's not even worth a dime?
He-Man.
Okay, He-Man's about it, but that was what, 1989 because of that bad movie?
Yeah.
So we just had our Masters of the Universe movie with the last.
But
Jedi.
He-Man was not at the height Star Wars was. I mean, it was at all time height. You know, I would say the Transformers series is a good way of looking at it in terms of how those first couple of films did in terms of the box office. Now, they didn't fall off as fast as Star Wars. It was a slower decline, but you're seeing now with the last couple, like, you continue to give the audience just horrible films, and eventually the well's going to run dry. And Star Wars is on that decline right now. Nobody, people are just not interested like they should be for Episode 9. The excitement's not there. If the excitement was there, people like us, nobody'd be listening to us. That's that simple. We'd be talking to each other. That's it. You know?
It'd be fun, but you know.
But so it's just not there. And Disney as a company, they definitely understand what's going on. They will not publicly acknowledge it, but they have people that work on this stuff all day long, testing the waters, seeing what the people are talking about, what are the trends on social media, what's going on YouTube. They have people that work on this, so they know what's going on. They clearly know, especially after Solo. Solo was a reality smack in the face to them. So
this is silly right here. Ichibaka continues talking to this guy. Matthew Kadish says, I've never heard of the newsletter, which is Ankler. But honestly, the newsletter only talks about the, quote, perception of KK's failure. Wow, this is totally amazing. That's not grounds for dismissal in a studio. Solo was a misstep.
Well, what about Amy Pascal at Sony? She's the reason for Ghostbusters 2016. And what happened with her?
Trebuchet.
Yeah. Well.
Yep.
But ultimately, it won't cost Disney money, he says. No, it did. It did cost them money. The only thing that would get her removed, it would be a series of flops that actually cost the studio a great deal of money. Damage to a brand is hard to quantify, especially as it's happening. So it's hard to argue that for the grounds of dismissal. Ichibaka, why are you listening to this guy? Matthew Kadish. As I talk about all the time in Comic Artist Pro Secrets, both of these two series of Star Wars films are on two separate tracks. You're going to look at the trilogy, you're going to look at the main films, and you're going to look at the secondary films, which are a Star Wars story, a Soy Wars story movies that they put out. Now, obviously, The Force Awakens was a great big hit. It was huge. $2.3 billion was raked in by that film. Even Jeremy cannot deny that movie was fantastic in terms of. Well, I mean, he cut the disc in half, but I mean that's at least he bought the disc. He can't deny that was a sales bonanza that should make Disney very, very happy. The next movie, however, The Last Jedi, on that same track. Actually hit 1.2. It's almost 50%. It's nearly half. They cut the profits. They cut the box office return by 50%. 50% at that point. And
you got to wait for all the excuses.
Yeah. You got to wait until Star Wars Episode 9, and we're going to see if that film even breaks $1 billion. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. Star Wars fans are walking away. The people who actually invest all this time, all this money, all this energy in these movies no longer care, and that's because of the efforts of one woman. Now, on the other track, it's even more severe. I mean, these are lines on a graph, on a chart that are going down at a 45-degree angle down into the ground. You've got Rogue One, which is very good, $1.1 billion for Rogue One. Solo, not even $400 million. So not even half, not even 50%. Now you take both of those tracks and you see a series of failures, not to mention the way the toys are selling.
Or not selling.
I buy them. You know, I'm doing my part, Kathleen. I'm respecting Whammon all I can. When I go to Target, I respect Whammon by throwing 6 or 7 $1 Ticos into the cart every single time. But I can't do it alone. The reality is, you know, this is obviously not working out. Not to mention the fact that she continues to hire and fire people in a public and embarrassing way. Big name directors she's turned away. Hollywood is looking at Disney. Hollywood's looking at Lucasfilm and saying, "What the hell are you doing over there?"
Well, there's other situations we could look at within Disney. Sorry to interrupt you, EBS.
No, go ahead.
But like, and I know a lot of people here don't watch sports, and that's fine. But this pertains to this. ESPN, owned by Disney, ESPN has been going woke as hell for years. And the more woke they were getting, the worse the ratings were declining. This was all under the leadership of John Skipper, longtime president of ESPN. And it just continued to be so bad at ESPN. And then in late, I think it was 2017, he signed a contract extension through all of the heat that was being thrown on him. They signed John Skipper, president of ESPN, to a contract extension going through 2021. Then 1 month later, he abruptly, quote unquote, resigned. 1 month after signing a contract extension to go all the way for another 3 or 4 years. So why did that happen? Well, you can search stories, go to Outkick the Coverage if you want to see all of the lies that they have spun on this story. But the point was, ESPN was going downhill bad because they were going woke. They tried to give this public image that, oh yeah, everything's fine. Signed him into a contract extension. Then 1 month later, he quote unquote resigns. This is Disney. You know, they're always trying to play the PR game. So I think there's plenty of reason to believe that Kathleen Kennedy very well could be gone already, definitely by the end of this month. But if not in the very near future, and until she comes out as a leader and actually wants to be a leader, then we have the right to question her future because she clearly can't do it. All it would take was one interview from her. One. Yeah. She won't do it.
Show up and just say, I'm working on Star Wars 9. And by the way, we're splitting it in half. Star Wars 9 and 10. Star Wars 9 and 10. That's 2 different DVDs that Jeremy's going to have to break in half on video.
With pleasure. Well, we'll definitely have some kind. Look, if it doesn't happen now, at least by Celebration, she'll show up. I mean, she shows up to those things. So if she doesn't show up to that one, I think that's even more telling.
Do you think we'll have an Anita Sarkeesian moment at one of the panel discussions where we sit in the front row and she calls us garbage humans?
I hope so. And we all have our own T-shirts on, so 1 million people can see our channel names.
That'd be great.
That would be fantastic. I want to be called garbage human by. Well, I mean, I want to be called garbage human by Pablo Hidalgo. I think that's likely. I think that's going to happen soon.
He's your best friend, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know, but friends bust balls. You know, I can picture Pablo Hidalgo, where did your balls go, calling me a garbage human anytime. Could happen. I call Jeremy a garbage human. Mm-hmm. I think he knows Jeremy better than you and me, Jeff.
I don't think he'll say anything about me because I'll be like, I'll just, you know, I think you're racist. I think they're afraid to say shit like that. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I think that's kind of a thought process for a lot of these people.
Yeah.
I'd say he knows you more than me, EVS. You're EVS.
Oh, I created the roundhead Ryan Johnson meme.
Yeah. You have a blue check mark. I don't. So.
Yeah. You matter to him.
People ask that. They're like, how did you get that blue check mark? I'm like, it's so insulting. I'm like, I'm famous. What are you talking about? You idiots. You're all talking about me.
People that don't know you as a comic book artist are just like, oh, the guy from YouTube. I'm like,
oh right. Yeah. That must be it. My God. Yeah, me and Pablo are the new Bert and Ernie Space Bear. Absolutely.
You share a bedroom, but not a bed?
Yet. We're thinking about pushing them together. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you going to have Alf dolls together?
We might. Yeah, I just yeah, basically I just want to tease him relentlessly. He is Bert to my Ernie. I love Pablo, and no, he has not yet answered the question about whether or not Jabba the Hutt has a skeleton. He has said to me, he said, Ethan, this is not my work account. This is just one thing he did do, by the way, is he apologized for mistreating Mike Zero, which I really appreciated. I really appreciated that. I said he was making fun of Mike Zero, and I said, don't you understand Mike Zero has been missing for 2 weeks and nobody knows where he is? And Pablo Hidalgo said, I had not heard. And I said, well, now that you know, it's like, aren't you? Because he's like, well, I'm deeply concerned. So that was good. That was good. Turns out Mike Zero is back. He lost his baseball cap. He's still doing future Star Wars content. I told Pablo not to worry, though. I said, look, if he died in the present, how would he possibly be able to get future Star Wars content? Like, he apparently exists in the future, too, right? So that would create a time-space conundrum. It wouldn't make any sense. So don't worry. I mean, Mike Zero should be okay until the future. Is that correct?
Well,
is that Doctor Who thinking?
The future's not written.
How do you know? How do you know that?
Yeah, but Mike is writing it.
Yeah. Mike visits. If Mike visits the future, all right. Here's the question: if Mike Zero visits the future, and he does visit the future, even if Mike Zero were kidnapped and destroyed by Disney, we've seen what Kathleen Kennedy has done to people who displease her. Phil Lord and Chris Miller were both murdered by Kathleen Kennedy, allegedly. allegedly. If Mike Zero were murdered by Kathleen Kennedy in the present, would we be able to go to the future and say hello to him? Like, as he just kind of shows up to get Star Wars content, like present Star Wars content, Mike Zero would be there in the future to get it. Like, it would be the present to us, but the future to him, and we would actually get visited by. What would he be? A ghost? What? Do you know what I'm saying? This is Doctor Who stuff. I understand.
This is very confusing.
Are they going to break the glass ceiling together?
Most definitely.
Did you see that trailer?
No.
The new Doctor Who trailer about the female Doctor Who. It literally is talking about breaking a glass ceiling.
Did they break a glass ceiling?
That's what I've been told.
The glass ceiling at the Javits Center is still intact. That was where Hillary's victory rally was going to take place on November 9th. And it did have a glass ceiling. Yeah. Do you remember when she had fireworks and she was going to launch over the Hudson and Donald Trump offered to buy them at half price? That man always sees a bargain. Yeah, that was good stuff. Anyway, so Disney bought Star Wars 6 years ago, says Matthew Kadish. 6 years is nothing in terms of executive position. KK is still relatively new, and the only way to easily replace her is if she voluntarily steps down. I think they'll make her voluntarily step down. Believe me. I think there's going to be a little pressure that she voluntarily steps down, which she has no reason to do. Oh, well, we'll see. I really do believe this is all unfounded speculation. Even if there was truth to her being replaced, it wouldn't be done before episode 9. Disney would wait to see how episode 9 does before making a decision to replace her or not. And anything less than a disaster for that movie would mean she stays put. Jeremy, what is your comment on all of this gibberish?
I mean, I think that he is, and I said this to him on Twitter, and I just think that it's blind speculation, what he's saying, because he's not showing or telling me anything tangible. And I'm battling what he's saying with tangible things like, where has she been for 10 months? How did she go from the person she was, the leader she was, the person that was out front and everything, to immediately after The Last Jedi, she has disappeared. That is me going, okay, well, clearly something's wrong, because this is the #1 brand in Hollywood, well, outside of maybe the MCU, but it's the equivalent of Kevin Feige going off the reservation for 10 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who else at Marvel would step up and start talking for the MCU? Nobody, because he's the leader. But Dave Filoni, and we see Dave Filoni taking pictures with Jon Favreau, and they're talking Star Wars. You know, they're showing the video, and it ends with Dave Filoni. You know, just a few weeks ago. It's just there's so much there to, at the very least, justify the speculation. Looking at the Last Jedi response, that's when she disappeared. Solo flops. She's nowhere to be found. EA in Battlefront is a disaster. She's nowhere to be found. You know, so I mean, this woman would talk about anything Star Wars prior to The Last Jedi. Now she's gone. She's nowhere to be found. The speculation is very justifiable, and all she needs to do is one damn interview, and she could shut all of us up.
Yeah,
she would shut all of us up.
But there's a reason why that's not happening. And that's where the speculation comes in, and I think it's very justifiable. And if you want to battle us back and say it's not true, then give me something tangible. And right now, you're giving me a flopped movie with Solo. You're giving me an extremely divisive movie with The Last Jedi. The EA Battlefront thing is a disaster. The only good news that's come out of Star Wars in the past year is the Clone Wars announcement. And that has nothing to do with her.
Yeah, because that's not even new content, though.
Right. Oh, and let's not forget the catastrophic failure of the Resistance trailer. I mean, the catastrophic failure.
Let's see what the numbers are at for that one.
Yeah, go look that up right now. I mean, last I heard, it was well over 100,000. George Lucas is it too late to buy back Star Wars comment still has more likes than the goddamn video does. So,
it's Star Wars Resistance trailer. Oh my god! So it's got 134,000 thumbs down to 12,000 thumbs up.
Oh, it's terrible. That is absolutely terrible.
And that is just that again. That's something I forgot to even mention. Is that situation? So go ahead, EVS.
I'm gonna power through some super chats. If you guys, you know, I'm gonna read some of these, and then we're gonna talk about something else that another weirdo thing. Dayton Pfeiffer, thanks for a $2 donation. The Rookie Critic, $5. I'm going on vacation to Ohio in a couple hours. This will be the last YouTube video I watch for a week. Gonna have like 300 hours to catch up on. LOL. Well, yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm in Ohio, so you know, come film something with me.
Yeah,
Rookie Critic, very, very big supporter of Geeks and Gamers, and I'm sure your guys' channel. So,
oh yeah,
we love the Rookie Critic. Obi1 27883, kneel before the High Council. Now, put your faces in the pies. Jeremy, check your email. Thanks, Jeff. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Already got it, Obi1. Thank you.
Tim Collins, EVS. I sent a song. I sent that song as a message through Patreon. Adam Shawman, $1.99. If the pie is moist, EVS Johnson it for Kendo. Will Ethan Johnson it? Yes. Gojirify Jeremy is gay for Bert, and that's in parentheses Jeff. So Jeff is Bert. And
wait, is that the one with the unibrow?
Yeah, Bert has the unibrow. So.
Well, he seems like the picture, so I guess that's okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, that's not okay. Just to clarify.
Fletcher Lenz says Fletch lives. Tim Collins says again, EVS, I sent that song as a message through Patreon. Bernard Bobinski, $20. Yo, Jeff, what's up with your boy Dion's girl Anne Hathaway? Nothing but plastic pandering, pseudo one-way virtue signaling, muling little Quim. That's pretty crazy.
That's from the Avengers right there.
She could definitely play an Admiral Holdo type in episode Plan 9. How do you feel about that?
She is the most unlikable actress in Hollywood. I've used that phrase to describe her for about a decade. We talked about her this morning on Good Morning Pop Culture because she went off the reservation talking about how we need to tear down this world and build a new one that's equal for everybody. She's talking about her gay brother. I'm like, but we already have passed the equality phase. You guys are just segregating and compartmentalizing everything. And there's a bigger problem, and it's called Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway.
I didn't realize Dion liked Anne Hathaway. Dion likes Lena Dunham.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. My friend has bad taste. It's okay. Still love her.
I liked Anne Hathaway when I first saw her. I was like, she's hot.
Yeah, I've always thought she was hot. I've always liked her in her movies, but I don't really know. I know she is doing some stupid virtue signaling SJW crap, but I don't even know what's going on with her. So what's she been doing lately?
She accepted an award last night, and she gave some really pompous speech. You know how these people are.
Oh, yeah.
And I covered on this morning's Good Morning Pop Culture. We actually had our best episode because we talked about her in the Captain Marvel trailer, and it was just, like a whammon spectacular.
Well, I hope you're ready to do some more of that. Hang on a second. Where's Cecil? I miss him immensely, says Bagel Goose. Well, you would know, Bagel Goose, because you are Cecil. Mr. V, CHF, $2. Well, they do have a fist up there. Well, yeah, that is true. The puppets do have fists up their backsides. Doesn't mean anything, though. You know, Michael Rodriguez, $2. Get Frank Oz on the High Council. Do it. You don't think we would?
True. In a second.
Me? He directed Bowfinger. I love that man.
We would be like, sir, whatever you say is fine. I mean, you know, you're Frank Oz. You know, would you do Yoda? Would you do Grover? Would you do Bert? Not in that way, though. Channing McDaniel, Bert beat Ernie for eating cookies in bed. I remember that. Yeah, it was violence. Midnight Cherry TV. If you're going to do this voice, bring Roala on. Roala. Roala on. That's Kabir Kumar as a koala. Yeah, I remember that guy. I don't get that. I don't get that whole Kabir Kumar as a koala bear joke. I don't get it, but that's his thing. Herpagus McDurpington. I don't know about Yoda, but EVS's Big Red impression is 10 out of 10. Big Red. Morith the Alien. Morith
the Alien.
Hello, High Council. What did I miss? Nothing. We just talked about gay puppets. No big deal.
Really? We did.
Yeah. And not gay puppets. Not gay puppets. Not gay Bert. That's his new name. Not gay Bert. Sven Sandstrom, $5 towards Yoda voice lessons. All right. I'll do it. Michael Rodriguez, somebody make a parody called Burp and Eddie. Jordan Walkeraz. So he's stating that Oz doesn't understand what Bert and Ernie mean to the kids that he made the show for. These people are fucking insane.
Yes, they are.
I mean, you know, the arrogance is just cosmic. It is unbelievable pomposity. Michael McLaughlin, thank you for $5. If Bert and Ernie aren't gay, why did they allow Jim Henson and Frank Oz to shove their hands up their butts? I'm just saying. Gojirify, thanks for $2. Bert and Ernie were the Siskel and Ebert of their day. And those guys weren't gay, at least not with each other. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. Gene Siskel might have been. I'm not sure. McKinney 90, $10. Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen. Ethan, Jeff, it hurt what Frank Cho said yesterday. I'm still going to love his work, but I'm going to take what he said and use it as motivation for my own work. So Frank Cho, in case people aren't paying attention to Comicsgate news, Frank Cho is one of the artists who kind of originated Comicsgate accidentally. Not because it was his idea, but because of what happened to him. He had a mob of SJWs, including his own writer. He's an artist. He was doing Wonder Woman covers. Come down on him and declared that his work was too sexually provocative, and they attacked him, swarmed him, got him fired from his job. Well, didn't get him fired. I should correct that. They pressured him, and he eventually quit his job, which to me equals fired. I'm sorry. He wouldn't have quit if it wasn't for the pressure. So Frank Cho is kind of this figurehead of Comicsgate, whether he likes it or not. But yesterday he said no. He said actually F Comicsgate, which is what's that called? That's called what's that called? Like when you start to relate to your captors. Is that Stockholm syndrome? Yeah, that's Stockholm syndrome. Tyler Preston, Jean Grey turned Bobby gay because she hides her true sexuality into him. She really wants to bang Laura Kinney. Interesting. I didn't know that. Morty Mills, this worries me that they will go after Yoda now. Now, could Yoda be gay?
Oh, boy.
That is the question. Why haven't they asked if Yoda is gay? Is it because he's not hot? Is Bert hot and Yoda isn't? Why wouldn't they wonder if Yoda is gay? He lives alone?
Don't give him ideas.
Well, you know, Pontimus Maximus, Ethan, you asked why people online are jerks. Being able to disagree without being disagreeable is a lost art. Having no class is all they know. I know. It's true. It's true. Because they don't have to face people. You know, they don't have to face people, and that's, I think, why. Gojirify, haven't seen that round boulder since Raiders. And Jordan Walkeraz, have you heard about the radical SJW invasion of open source software? They're forcing new codes of conduct on products that open up code contributors to being kicked out for wrongthink on Twitter.
Oh my God.
It's horrible. These people are just awful people. Michael Rodriguez, Jeff doesn't have insider info, so while he is on the council, he is not granted the rank of master. Jeff? Hey,
Shit.
insiders, by the way, we're not going to reveal who you are at all. If there are insiders, we are interested in talking to you. So, absolutely, let us know. Contact Jeff, especially.
I even told, I mentioned, something to the guys that I wouldn't even tell them where it came from or anything. I wouldn't give them I just said, I've heard something in reference to this, and I can't tell you anything else. That's how secretive we are, that we don't even reveal our sources to each other if we're told not to. That's just because we honor our word. So
that is correct. So feel free, if you do have insider information, let Jeff know.
It's okay. I don't care. I'm busy making videos that get 1 million views.
And stealing solo. Let's not forget. EBS has not plugged this once tonight. What is wrong, EBS? EBS.
My heart is broken, Anakin.
I forgot. I absolutely forgot. Let's see how stealing solo is doing, by the way.
Remember when EBS put me on blast for not having it in the description a few weeks ago?
I appreciate your reminding me. $28,764 right now.
Nice
with
job.
a month left.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly 1 month from Thursday. Yeah. So
put this in the chat. I mean, people need to know. People do need to know so that they can, back it. You need to back Jeff's dream project, stealing solo. I feel like
we're about to reach our first stretch goal. So, I mean, I've updated the Indiegogo. I'm trying to figure out how to do the little gallery like you do, but I keep getting one image and then it comes all distorted. So we'll talk weird. There. Yeah, I don't like how Indiegogo's set up. But yeah, I got new stretch goals. So guys, you're going to get your early bird certificate around Christmas time, just like Kid would have back in Christmas of 77 for Star Wars. We're gonna parody everything.
I love it. Awesome. Obi-Wan 27883 says, Jeff, share with the class. LOL. Larry Romano, $10. This is an agenda. It is not okay for a kid show to be making jokes about taking inappropriate pictures of our kids or for Bert and Ernie to be gay. LGBT is now about moral infallibility. The world is upside down. Michael Rodriguez, Steph J just got into it with Kadish on Twitter. She said Craig has a copy of KK's contract and that episode 9 is already having its first reshoots.
Wait, how could episode 9 have its first reshoots? It just started in July.
Yeah, what do they mean? Well, I guess it's already fucked up. I don't know. They're already, fixing things.
I saw her get into it with him on Twitter. Stephanie was worked up.
Really? What did she say? She said Craig has a copy of KK's.
That's reviews for you, Craig. So I've had Craig on Geeks and Gamers before. Craig's got a lot of good info. So I don't know about that specific situation. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I'll be interested I can reach out to him about that.
Yeah, Gideon's Mob in the chat. I don't know who Gideon's Mob is. Says, Ethan, I talked to Disney, had 2 conference calls with HR at Disney. Joe Quesada is panicking right now with good reason. Interesting. Joe Quesada is the creative director of Marvel Comics. Xbox DCG, thanks for $2.79. KK just stamped her name on other people's work. Yeah, Global Cop. That's how you look at it. When you see her, people look at everything she's done. E.T. and Raiders and that.
Go look at what she's actually done. She was a damn executive producer. She dealt with finances and copyright.
Yeah, amazing. Global Cop, thank you for $10. Please listen to Jonathan Haidt on Sam Harris's podcast. He has SJWs figured out completely. It's the most recent podcast. I'll watch that. I like to hear people's theories about SJWs.
What's
I
the
deal
name?
with them. It's called Jonathan. His name is Jonathan Haidt. Haidt.
Okay.
On the Sam Harris podcast. So go to Sam Harris. DMD Supernova says, whose reviews for you? Are you guys joking? He is the truth. Maybe I shouldn't say anything though. I'll go look at him. I don't know him. I listen to the same 9 YouTubers every day. It takes a lot for me to let you in as part of my viewing habits, Party Civi, people still shit on the prequels as though they're 1 out of 10 films. Hasn't anyone seen Master of Disguise, Cannibal Holocaust, or The Last Jedi? Shaking my head, fam.
Cannibal Holocaust. What an odd one to use.
Yeah, well hung and dung. People fell asleep on the toilet. What's happening? Or no, he says fell asleep drunk on the toilet. What's happening? Yeah, what is happening?
You had a good day.
Sounds like fun. Morith D. Aline. Hey, Jeff, Ethan, would either of you mind if I emailed you ideas for a book I'm writing about some plot and character motivations off y'all? Morith, I don't do that. I'm sorry. I don't look at other people's work in that way. I'll look at their artwork, but not their writing, because too many bad things can happen. It's dangerous. And most people won't do that unless they are editors in some way. You don't want to be accused of stealing an idea. So that is the problem. Shannon McDaniel, Zero moved his darts. I heard that. Did you guys see that Mike Zero moved his dart from the middle of the dartboard?
Okay, that is breaking news right there. I mean, and knowing Mike Zero, I mean, there's some subliminal messaging going on. He's trying to convey future messages to us that he's not allowed to actually say. So
captive.
we need to really analyze this situation carefully. So the Fandom Menace, I'm asking all of you to come together and let's figure out what the hidden meaning is of the Zero darts.
Is it a message? Is it kind of like a John McCain kind of like, or who was that guy who blinked a message to when he was captured by the Vietnamese? Like that's what that might be.
Was it the other one? The other John?
I don't know.
The one that John Kerry? Yeah, was it him?
I don't know. We'll have to relook at that. But that is an interesting thing, and I would hope that that's not what Mike Zero is doing, but it could be. Shannon McDaniel, let me know that. All right, Mark C. Any information you gave Mike Zero now would be given to us in the past. The present is his future. That is correct.
So I'm lost.
All right, so if we talk to Mike Zero, if Mike Zero came on this show, this is why he doesn't come on this show. If he came on this show and we talked about what was happening in Star Wars now, we rewind time. If we could go back in time, we'd see Mike Zero would go back to the past and use the future Star Wars content of today as the past then. His entire videos from last year would be made up of any content that he garnered from being with us tonight. Does that make sense to you?
No.
Yeah, not at all, man. Right over my head.
All right. Well, the Mike Zero of today, the Mike Zero that's here now, is going back and forth to say 19 or not 19. He's not that old, but to 2017. So he right now he would be whatever he's doing now. He's transporting all that information back to 2017. That's how time travel works.
The question is he even here right now?
Well, when he disappears, it's worrisome. You know, it does bother me. Theoretically, time should mean nothing to him, and he should be omnipresent. You know, so when he disappears for 2 days, it is weird. Like you go back in time. Like let's say right now, I decide I'm going to go back in time, and right now it's 10:14 p.m. Go back in time. I do whatever I want to do. I would come back to the present, and I just come right back to 10:14. And you never know I was gone into the past monkeying around with I don't know, with Mike Zero's videos. I would just be right back. You'd never know I was gone. So when Mike Zero disappears for 2 days, what the hell is going on? It makes no sense. Why would he skip 2 days?
Well, it's like when you go to a fifth dimension. It's like things don't normally make sense like they do to us normal people. So when Mike Zero's in the fifth dimension, time isn't what we perceive time to be. So Mike Zero is always there when he's there. So he can pick and choose any point of the timeline he chooses to jump into and share that what would be in theory future Star Wars content by our standards, not his. It would be current Star Wars content by the time standard he's in the fifth dimension. But in our world, it's future. You know what
exactly.
That makes perfect sense.
You got it. I mean, I don't know why we can't get through to Jeff. You know, it's a simple concept.
I think there's I just want to know, how does he time travel?
That's
who knows? The important part. I mean, is it?
No, Jeff, you are breaking the fourth wall. Like, this is the Yoda situation. We don't want to know. We don't want to know his backstory. We don't want to know where Yoda came from. We don't want to know how Mike gets there.
It's imperative to the story. We need to know if he could travel through dimensions or time and distance. Like, you know, with the car from Back to the Future, they can only go wherever the car can drive in a previous timeline. They can't be like a TARDIS and show up on Mars 20 years ago or in the future for Star Wars content. Like, is Mike Zero a Time Lord? I think that's the bigger question.
Yeah, actually, we do know where Yoda came from, by the way. Did you know this? Did you realize that Yoda is supposed to be the love child of Kermit and Miss Piggy?
I did not know that.
True story. That's where Yoda came from. Look at Miss Piggy and imagine that she actually did boff Kermit the Frog, and together they had an unholy yield. That would be Yoda. And the hunched over deformity and all that. Of course, frogs and pigs aren't meant to mate. They're not meant to mate. It would not work. It doesn't work. Yoda is the hideous end result of their ungodly union. So that is a true fact, by the way. That's an absolutely true fact. I had that. I think Frank Oz actually said that in an old interview. Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog. That's Yoda.
We need Zero to confirm this.
Well,
he already has. We're just waiting to hear about it.
Like he'll confirm it 3 days ago. You know what I mean? Like
right, 3 days ago by our standards, but by his it would be the current day.
That's what I'm saying.
Because wherever Mike Zero is currently at, that is present time for everyone in terms of Mike Zero's world. But for everyone else, we are in the past. He's in the future.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I'm glad you confirmed because I wasn't sure if I made sense.
I think
I still don't think I did. So.
I was following that. All right, so Custom Songmaker says time travel is simple. Mike Zero's life is a straight line, but the years on that line are not sequential. When we meet him in the future, it's his past. Isn't that interesting? So when we meet Mike Zero in 2020, and we will, he's going to look the same as he looked in 2017 or 2018 even, because it's his past. So that's the whole thing. Even if he were murdered by Kathleen Kennedy, we would meet him in 2020.
It's like in Interstellar.
Yeah.
With Matthew McConaughey, with Coop. Coop left. He was gone for whatever it was, 80 years, 90 years. But to him, it was only a few years. But to everyone else, everyone aged normally. So basically, Mike Zero is Cooper from Interstellar. We've solved it right there. We have solved it. All right.
Good job.
So.
Good job, team. Let's not come in tomorrow.
Mike Zero is Coop from Interstellar, meaning he is also Matthew McConaughey, meaning he has also been voted the sexiest man alive multiple times, and he's also lost a lot of weight and won an Oscar.
Yeah, been driving a Lincoln before Lincolns were cool.
You guys are brilliant. That's why I love the High Council. I love getting together with you guys and talking this out. We can work this out. We can make sense of all this stuff. Absolute genius tonight.
I'm telling you, this is some deep stuff we got into right here. So I'm pretty happy.
Well Hung and Dung says Star Wars got cucked by the Avengers, and rightly so. Well, you say that now. Avengers is about to get woke.
Please don't tell me the truth. You can lie to me.
No, it's about to get woke. And, it all starts. I mean, you guys, I haven't made a video yet about this, but I promise I will. It all starts right. Where is it? Where'd I put it? Oh, here it is. No thanks. It all starts right here. The first, by the way, Cosmopolitan. I chose Cosmopolitan. I just out of the sheer irony of this. The first Captain Marvel trailer is finally here. And it features a blockbuster video, #TBT. Can you guys see this?
No. Your screen's not on.
What are you talking about? My screen isn't on?
Nope. No. We're just looking at the face.
You are screen sharing. Stop. Present to everyone. Present to everyone. Now can you see it?
Nope.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man.
And my Sirius just went off on my phone. I said, "Are you serious?" And Sirius went, "What can I do for you?" All right, let me try again. What do you say about that?
It says you're no longer presenting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's try again. Dun. Now it says you are screen sharing. Stop. Present to everyone.
Nope.
Nada.
Why isn't it working?
Mike Zero he's broke the space and time continuum.
No, this is his message. He's in the bookcase. He's in the screen presenting software.
Yeah.
We're in the Tesseract right now. So right now, things that would normally make sense in the real world are not. So when you're trying to screen share like you normally would, that would work if we were not in the Tesseract. So this is a problem. Mike is on to us right now. So
come on, Mike, help us out, bro. We were worried about you when you went missing.
Murph.
Yeah. Well, I'm distressed by all of this. Ethan Van Boomer Tech. You have to share the screen, not the pie. Boomers are funny. It's not funny at all. There's nothing funny about this. Let me try one more time. Your entire screen. Yeah, that's right. Share. You are screen sharing. But I'm not. But nope. I'm not screen sharing. Well, you know.
Mike Zero said, "You shall not pass." So
all right. Well, I'm deeply disappointed. I wanted to make fun of Brie Larson.
That's not hard to do.
No, it isn't hard to do. What is going on with resting bitch face? You guys, you go ahead and you get out there and you find an article about the Captain Marvel trailer. What is going on with stepmom superhero? I have never seen anything so incredibly sad in my entire life. Her face doesn't change. Her face is always depressed. She has like just bland hair. I don't understand this. I do not understand Captain Marvel. This will be the first official Avengers bomb. Now, where is this going to go? It's going to go this way. Avengers 4 is going to be woke. It's going to be the moment where Avengers get woke. Nobody believes me. I'm telling you this is true. They are going to start introducing the horrible SJW characters into the MCU, starting with Carl Manvers. Now, her name's Carol Danvers, but we call her Carl Manvers because she slowly becomes a man.
Yeah. And
she does. She slowly becomes a man over the course of God knows how long in the comics.
So now I reacted to the trailer. I want to correct something because I woke up this morning and I reacted. I didn't catch the part where it says hero, but it actually points out like her. Yeah, I didn't catch that. And then Brie Larson started the hash. I don't know if she started the hashtag, but she did this, all caps HER, and then the lowercase o, and it started being a big deal. And I'm like, oh my god.
Well, Brie, you are a zero, my hero. Nobody likes you.
This.
She's awful. I mean, she's really awful. I wish I could say that she wasn't awful. But she really is terrible. I mean, she's a very bad superhero, and her line readings, you can actually see her reading lines and saying, "I don't know if I am real or not. I don't know if any of this is real." I've never seen anything like this before. I really haven't. So this movie is going to bomb. This is the beginning of the end for the MCU. Kathleen Kennedy is going to end up looking good in comparison. This is going to totally and completely redeem Kathleen Kennedy. So Captain Marvel is going to be the one who one punches Thanos.
Yep, I've been saying it for months on the channel, man.
Absolutely. You thought you took down Iron Man and Thor and Captain America and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, but you didn't count on a whammon. And now I'm going to teach you the meaning of respect. Respect whammon. Boom. One punch. The end of Thanos. Thanos will go, oh. I didn't
just quit before.
He might just run away. He must
say, like, sorry, lady.
I wasn't counting on third wave feminism. Ah.
What threw me off in the trailer was her voice, just how bad it was. Everything about that trailer was boring and banal. We covered it the minute it went live. We covered it when it had like 3,000 views. We did a live read this morning of it. It was Marvel's already begun to go woke, though. That's the thing. With Black Panther, they were testing the waters. I know people don't want to hear that. Look, if you like Black Panther, cool, more power to you. But they tried this shit early on. Listen to what Michael B. Jordan says. Listen to this whole colonizer bullshit that they tried to push with that movie. They've already attempted this, and everyone's already bought into it. So it's the end. It's not Ethan, playing Doomsday Prophesizer or any of this shit. They've already started it, guys, and we've allowed it to happen. And I would not be surprised if she's the one to beat Thanos. Why? Like you said, because they got to do it. She doesn't have any of the legacy or the lineage the other characters do. Like, I thought Drax the Destroyer should have beat Thanos. Why? Because he killed his family. It makes sense. Maybe Nebula gets involved too because of what he did to her. But no, it's going to be Captain Marvel because, you know, it's the hip thing to do.
It's shameful. And Thanos is going to be like, get me a sandwich. And she's going to be like, how about a knuckle sandwich from a whammon? Boom. And that's going to be the end of it. And everybody's going to go, yay. All the women. By the way, don't bring your girlfriend to go see this movie on a date. Don't do it. You'll break up with her. If she likes this movie, you will break up with her. You will.
Well, this movie's going to go wrong where Wonder Woman went right. Wonder Woman's not a perfect film by any means, but at least they let the media pull the SJW crap, and the movie only had 1 or 2 jokes that played into that. So I bet you Captain Marvel goes for the jokes the entire time, and that's what you're going to get.
Oh my God! Well, not in this movie. I don't think they're going to go for jokes in this movie. I think does anything about this movie look funny to you? Ha! She's in a Blockbuster home video, and that was a thing once, but it's not anymore. Ha ha ha!
Well, just because it's bad humor doesn't mean it's not an attempt at humor.
I saw nothing amusing. It was so depressing. I mean, looking at her face is like looking at a fucking field of corn. I mean, there's just nothing to it. It just is there, and you're like, yeah, seen it. All right, we're done.
Field of corn.
She has no. There's no. Her face is a blank slate. What happened to you, Brie Larson? What happened to you in your life that you are completely incapable of emoting like a normal human being? There's nothing funny about you. You're not particularly cute or interesting looking. She looks like my next door neighbor, but like, you know, literally my next door neighbor. You know what I mean? Like, she looks like the girl next door, but literally the girl next door. That is, and not necessarily a good thing. So yeah, Captain Marvel is the beginning. Avengers 4. So we're going to be introduced to her. Guest starring Squirrel Girl. Cameo appearance by Kamala Khan. Hi, I'm Kamala Khan. I'm a little Muslim girl whose hands grow really big. Do I grow stronger? No, not really. I just get big monstrous hands. And that means what? I don't know. I look stupid.
It means you respect women.
Respect women. Yeah, this is the hands of feminism. What else? What other characters might they introduce over there?
America Chavez, everyone's favorite.
Hi, I'm America Chavez. Mi amigo. And I like women too. Yeah, well, she is. She's. You know. Yeah, all of these characters are going to appear, and they're together. Whammon power, Care Bear stare. They are going to take down Thanos with their whammonness, with their wokeness. That is going to be Avengers 4, and then the men are all going to come back to. Oh, you know, the pieces all come back together, and Tony Stark goes, "Oh my God, you guys were excellent. You guys are amazing." And then it's just going to be 2 hours worth of men, white male characters. I don't know, not virtue signaling. Just telling them how wonderful they are and how awesome they are. And they're going to look at each other and go, yay us. Yay us. Get ready. It is going to destroy. And I want it to happen sooner than later. Because I think Marvel is banking on this. This is their last hope to get these woke characters out there and get them accepted by the mainstream. And they'll never be accepted by the mainstream. I don't know why they think that they will. They're terrible characters. For the same reason the Captain Marvel, Carl Manvers, does not work in the comics. She will not work on the silver screen. And that's the same reason why Iron Man does in both. Good character, bad characters. F you, Marvel. Please, let this end. Let this end. Let it all end. I will sit in the theater for that, and I will laugh. I will be eating popcorn like Michael Jackson's Thriller gif, watching the MCU crumble down around the sad blank stare of Brie Larson.
Well, get ready to be called sexist and intimidated by strong women and all of that. That
happens
stuff
to me every day.
I know.
How is she a strong woman? She's a superhero, a fictional character. She's not that strong.
Because logic doesn't apply to these situations.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
She is a charisma vacuum. She is an utter void. I don't understand. This woman has shark eyes. I'm looking at this picture of her right now.
They're black?
Yeah, they are. They just look black and empty. There's nothing there. She doesn't have quite. She kind of has a crease like a scowl, but not really. It is resting bitch face. It's as if she's I don't know. She looks like a wax sculpture. The funniest part was when she bitch smacked an old lady on the bus. But you know, that was a scroll. Anyway, go see that trailer. If you haven't watched that trailer yet, go and watch it and be overwhelmed by how mediocre it truly is.
Yeah, overwhelmed with disappointment.
Yeah.
Although I will say, though, I'm happy about it because my trailer reaction is doing really well. So thank you for the bad trailer, so I could give an honest reaction to, you know, it's just a boring trailer. I can't even call it bad, and I didn't call it bad. It's just boring. There's just nothing to get excited about. There's nothing to get mad about. It's just blah. That's really what it is. You know what I mean?
I was mad about it.
It's just. I said it was vanilla, and it was just generic, and then she is miscast. Completely
definitely.
Miscast. I mean, it's obvious.
Well, even before this trailer dropped, she was already running her mouth and kind of worrying people. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while, not because we're intimidated, but the writing's on the wall. You know, Hollywood. Yeah. They have a new currency, and it's about ideals, not about the money. This movie could fail, but because it's Marvel's first female-led flick, it's a success. Look at how Scott Mendelson and all your other bad writers try to spin Solo. They try to spin all these other movies. Captain Marvel is going to be the next thing. Now, if this movie gets an influx of downvotes, we're going to have another Ghostbusters situation, but Marvel will try to handle it differently. No matter what happens, it's going to be interesting to pay attention to the SJW influenced media for the next 8 months? Is that what
it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
I guess it's 6 months is when it comes out. But just pay attention, folks. There's going to be a lot of content to talk about with Captain Marvel.
Absolutely.
And I hope the DC Captain Marvel wipes the floor with this damn movie.
Oh, well, I don't. Well, maybe it will. I don't know. It looks good. I think it looks good. I don't know if it's going to wipe the floor.
I can hope. Let me dream, man.
They can't even get Superman to do a cameo. You know what I mean? Like, think about Marvel. Like, they wouldn't tolerate that. Hey, Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., show up to be Iron Man in this stupid Spider-Man movie. Sir, yes, sir. And they get it done.
Doesn't he get top billing in that movie?
He should get top billing in that movie. But yeah, Superman is supposed to do a cameo, and they can't get it done. It's so embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
It is. Now that reflects bad business decisions on their end from Warner Brothers. I get that. I'm just saying, in terms of quality of film, I hope the general public goes, "Oh, this was actually a lot of fun," and they kind of check it out, just to kind of put egg in the face of Marvel. Like, you're not infallible, guys. You will make mistakes.
Yes, you will. Mark for Anthony, $10. Eventually, these changes are going to hit people's bottom lines in a sustained way, and the signaling should stop for at least a while. By the way, EVS, I emailed you from Straw86. Okay, let me see. Sal Vader, I'm sick today, guys. I've not done very much social media. Sal Vader, the upside of spending so much on Comicsgate Comics, I have no money left to waste on Plan 9. That's what we call a twofer. That's right, Sal Vader. That's right. There's always a sunny side to everything. Oh, yeah. People want to know when Jeremy's going to come up with a comic. Did you know that?
I kind of flirted with what idea I was talking about on one of my live streams earlier, a few days ago. And I was talking about my, I've spent the majority of my life in the retail business, and just the things that the way people respond, because people wanted me to do customer service, Jeremy. So I had to do customer service, Jeremy, where basically you have some, dumbass soccer mom bitching at you, and you just have to stand there and say, yes, ma'am, blah, blah, blah. And then you walk in the back, and you're like, fucking bitch, stupid, screaming. And then you walk back out. Okay, hi, ma'am. So, you just give this bullshit answer, how, guys in the retail business, I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn what they say. If a good looking, or if an unattractive woman asks you where something's at, you're like, I don't fucking know that, whatever. If a good looking girl, man, 5 guys are like, yes, ma'am, I will fight all the dragons for you just to find, the sugar. We're like super customer service. And so I was telling people, like, I have Ivan Ortega, who's a filmmaker. I would like to do something in the kind of like how Kevin Smith did Clerks with my history in the grocery stores, showing how real people act in a grocery store, and how we don't like you. We don't care how much we're paid to tell you we like you. We hate you. We don't want to help you unless you're a good looking woman. We don't care. We're going to act like we care, but we don't give a shit. And we do a lot of dumb things. Like when the guy in the grocery store, you're like, hi, do you have this in the back? He don't care. He goes in the back and checks his phone. He doesn't look for shit. He goes back there for 5 minutes and he goes, yes, ma'am, sorry, we don't have it. you know. And so I told everybody, like, I would like to do, I've kind of done little scripts over the years about my experiences based on how much I loved Clerks, and people are like, you should totally do an Indiegogo with this. We would support it. So, I mean, again, it's not even remotely close to being an, you know, something I'm going to do, but it's the idea has been flirted out there. So
interesting, interesting.
Yeah. So,
hey, Smile Titans, thank you for 50 Canadian dollars. Hey, Ethan, successfully raised about 250,000 for a comic about Hannibal's invasion of Rome. Did you really? Good for you. Love your deplorable audience. To check out in search of Hannibal.com, big supporter of Comicsgate, and hope to join the High Council. Hannibal.com. Yeah, go check that out. Congratulations, 250.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Big league. Gideon's Mob, $30. Drinking game. Every time Uncle Ethan says, yeah, drink. LOL. Love you, man. Well, you'll get drunk so quick you'll die. And Gideon's Mob again says, you guys rock. Keep up the good work. Needless to say, Disney HR are not happy with Marvel. That's good to know. That is definitely good to know. Let's see. So, are you going to play the Captain Marvel trailer? Asked Sock Puppet Joe. I would, but I can't get this to work. And I wasn't planning on showing the trailer. I was just going to show stills from it. But I can't even do that because that's how boomer I am right now. I don't know what's wrong with my Google Hangouts that it's not letting me screen share anymore. Darth Bobcat, Yoda and Grover are the same voice. Changed my mind. No kidding. They really are. Grover is just a little bit more of a pussy. But you know, Yoda is very similar. Very similar. Mega Jetty, Carol Danvers needs to go back to being Ms. Marvel, complete with a black unitard and lightning bolt. Yeah. Kill the sociopath Kamala Khan. Kill her. I prefer Carol as Ms. Marvel. She wanted to distance herself from Captain Marvel. Lancer, thank you for Lancer 737. Uncle E, did you see Inferno Squad link? Did you like the Ms. Marvel trailer? No. I hope Huge Wolverine is in it and the scroll version of him attacks Nick. I do too. Lancer 737, I just hope they do Ms. Marvel right. One reason I like Rainbow Dash is because she's a lot like Ms. Marvel before the SJWs got her. That's a My Little Pony character. Douglas Loudon, thank you for $10 Canadian. Captain Marvel, a woman? What? No, my 59-year-old lefty wife. She said, what are they doing? I don't know, Douglas. We're trying to stop them, pal. We need your help. Alpha Tyrannima, thank you for $5. I hate the X-Wings. They're crashing into swamps that turn the freaking Yodas gay. $5 well spent there. Good job, Alpha. Every now and then somebody spends $5 to say something that was absolutely worth getting me to say for $5. Gojirify, $2. Kick Jeff. Why kick Jeff? He didn't do anything.
There was a whole thing where it was like mute Jeremy, kick Jeremy, mute Jeff, kick Jeff. It was just like everybody was wanting to kick me or Jeff, and both. So I was like, all right. But Jeff got the super chat for the kick Jeff, so I guess he's more important to be kicked. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, bye everybody.
Oh no.
Like I'm gonna give a shit.
You stay right here. Party Amphibian. Being gay is misogynist, quote, some nutcase on Tumblr. Madaween, wouldn't be surprised if Bert and Ernie get recast as minority trannies soon. Demogeny, great job, gentlemen. Some people think IPs are theirs to destroy. We must stop them. We must. It is true. I had a big conversation about that today where it was just like, I was on the Kumite. I was just like, you got a character like Captain America that's 80 years old and he falls into the hands of some excuse my language, some dimwit, some knuckle knob, who basically says, hey, Captain America is a Nazi. And that means Captain America has been every comic that you've ever read with Captain America from now until then, until all the way back to the beginning. Captain America was only pretending to be a hero. He's always been a Nazi. Now, how do you fix it? How do they fix this storyline? They kill that Captain America, and they all make a wish on the Cosmic Cube for the Captain America of their dreams to come back. And a fake Captain America shows up. That's just like they remember the pretender to be. They killed Captain America. Story? That's the real story. They effing ruined Captain America. So when you're reading Captain America now, he is just a wish fulfillment fantasy of some weirdos. The real Captain America was indeed a Nazi, and now he's dead. Great job, Captain Marvel Comics. You officially ruined an 80-year-old character that was placed into your hands. It's a responsibility. It's it's a responsibility. When you get a chance to work on these characters, you must shepherd them. And take good care so you can hand them off to the next generation. SJWs do need to be stopped. Darth Bobcat, when does Jeremy come up with a comic? Yeah. Michael Daler, how long until Cray Cray KK fires JJ? I don't think she's going to have the power to. I think it's true that JJ Abrams was offered the job. By the way, I started calling him the JJ Abrams. Everybody's pissed. People don't like that. It's not like the JJ Abrams. No.
Well, guys, they would never get rid of him on this movie because he is a selling point. They'll be able to say, hey, remember The Force Awakens, the one you really loved, the one that brought back the magic and the nostalgia? That's what they're going to do. Mark my words.
Apparently, from a lot of the inside information we've heard and public stuff in terms of like Reddit, that former employee of Lucasfilm, where they were talking about Bob Iger really is a big fan of J.J. Abrams and not happy with Kathleen Kennedy's direction, does not like Rian Johnson. So if that is believed to be true, then J.J.'s not going anywhere. And that goes back into what EBS just said about how he believes J.J. was offered the job.
Yeah, I think so. And honestly, I would much rather J.J. Abrams be there than Rian Johnson. I mean, J.J. has some problems, but The Force Awakens was 50 times the movie that The Last Jedi was, in my opinion. And I still hated it, but that's how bad Last Jedi was. But I don't know. J.J. at least can... J.J. gets some stuff right. Let me put it that way. Johnny Medieval, new Rainbow Brute characters, Bart and Arnie, the alpha male womanizing chauvinists. Oh, hell yeah. You totally get it. You get the whole idea. I would have Bart and Arnie. They would be in the band Jim and the Homophobes, which is what we're going to do with Jem and the Holograms. We're taking Jem and the Holograms. We're masculinizing them to Jim and the Homophobes. And I can totally see Bart and Arnie being in there. And they are the womanizers of the group. God damn, that's cool. That needs to be its own book. Seamus McCallahan, $2. If Yoda is gay, explain his private youngling lessons. I can't. Mega Jetty 1. To date, the best version of Carol Danvers is Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes. No split personality, no amnesia, and was a likable hothead. Yeah, I liked it too. Dayton Pfeiffer, $5. Thank you. Russell Nash, $5. Stealing Solo, a Cray Cray KK executive production. By the way, Stealing Solo, a captain's parody, it's Jeff Hicks' amazing project. It's his Indiegogo campaign. He wants to do a story. Imagine this, Jeff. Imagine this.
I am.
Imagine, and you are imagining this. Imagine if you could kidnap Harrison Ford, tie him up, throw him in your basement, make him reenact scenes from The Witness. No, you wouldn't. You would make him do Star Wars. Jeff, tell us a little bit about Stealing Solo, please.
Well, the story takes place a few years ago. And in the story, the guys from the podcast kidnap Harrison Ford because my character, or I'm just going to call him me because it is me. I'm in the images I've drawn. I'm in the story. I'm distraught over Star Wars Episode 7. I'm in a funk. I just can't get out of it. So the guys from the channel decide they're going to help me get out of this funk. And they come up with a very stupid plan. That is to kidnap Harrison Ford, and they're going to remake Star Wars in the basement. And hilarity ensues. I can't go too much into the story because it's got a twist ending you guys will never see coming. There's all kinds of people that keep pitching, oh, maybe you can do a sequel where you do this and you escape on an airplane to Wyoming and stuff like that. I can't tell you how it ends, what's going to go down, but it is the funniest Comicsgate project available right now. And you can see the artwork on Indiegogo. We got tons of perks. As soon as we hit our $30,000 stretch goal, we got our early bird thing, and then we got Ashcan Comics, full new comics. So sky's the limit with this thing. It is my project, my dream project. It started as a joke, but now it's a real thing. And every day I work on it, and I love it more and more, and I can't wait to share it with everybody.
Yeah, awesome. So listen, the link is in the description below right now. Just click the little triangle right below the screen, and the link will drop down. You can contribute back, pre-order a copy of Stealing Solo, a captain's parody. Make sure you get a copy of this. This is the High Council comic book right here. This is the official High Council comic. So don't miss it. Don't miss it. Yeah. Where are we? Oh yeah, go.
850?
Yeah. Gojirify. I think it was, or was it the boom boom National Geographic?
Oh, okay.
Gojirify, $2. Mute Jeff. I'm not going to mute Jeff. Shannon McDaniel. That bullseye was made in 2022. Wow, that is something else. Imagine if Mike Zero's bullseye was made in 2022. Good Lord, Jeremy, says Mark C. You don't understand time travel at all. Time is part of the third dimension, the one we live in, not the fifth dimension. Jeez.
I watched Interstellar, and
Buddy, the
I know what
Twilight
I'm talking
Zone
about.
started the fifth dimension.
That's
A
fine.
dimension of sight, dimension of sound, a dimension of mind.
That's fine. But what you don't understand is that I have insider information from the future and the past that Mike Zero has delivered to me in the current time. So I don't expect you to completely understand everything I'm saying. I just need you to understand that I'm trying to explain it to you. Me explaining it to you is going to be confusing to you because it was given to me on such a high level. So I don't fully understand what I'm telling you either.
I know you don't. It's very obvious.
Yeah, the interval of time between Mike Zeros has a meaning by itself, says Yana Huel. Madaween says, thanks for the fifth dimension breakdown, Einstein Jeremy. Now you're going to have Einstein Jeremy. Is there an Einstein Jeremy or no?
There is no.
We can make one up right now.
There is one now. Michael Rodriguez plugging Robot Head's recent video about TLJ. Great video and channel. Also, if you want to die laughing, watch Sebastian Maniscalco's Netflix special. All right, so Robot Head has a video. Go watch it about Last Jedi. Alpha Tyranima, $5. I demand a Lake House parody starring the High Council and Mike Zero. Oh, that'd be cool.
Is that the Keanu Reeves movie? Where there's like time travel and he goes into the mailbox?
Yeah.
Andrew Bullock's in love with him or something?
Yeah, that would be good. Listen, we want to work with Mike Zero in whatever capacity. I don't know how many more times we have to say so. Mike, we know that you are an interdimensional time hopper, but, take a minute. Take a minute. You can always get that minute back.
Yeah, say hey to us.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody's talking about the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension in Interstellar. Do you not remember in the Interstellar where they talked about the beings of the fifth dimension?
No.
They always reference they. This was worked on by Kip Thorne, who's an astrophysicist. Neil deGrasse Tyson signed off on it.
You messed that one up.
This is where, yeah, no, but
I'm
listen,
drinking too, Jeremy.
This is where Mike Zero is currently always. It's not like he's there at 3:45 p.m. He's not there at 12:01. He's always there. There is no time with Mike Zero in Mike Zero the world. There's none. Only for us. And we are here to hear. I can't even keep going.
Yeah, I bet you say, man. Keep it up.
Mega Jetty 1, thank you for $10. Classic comics. MJ equals model trying to be an actress. Ultimate MJ equals Daily Bugle reporter. EVS, what do you say to a comic of actress MJ being pressured by Hollywood to be SJW to up her career, risking alienation? I think that's the kind of Spider-Man comic I would write. McKinney 90, $10. Do you think that Mike Zero will be at Star Wars Celebration next year, or
He's already there?
He's already been there, and he will be traveling back to the past just to go again and see how everyone will react to the news. That's exactly right. That's where his news is coming from. Party Elm City. Mike Zero's fighting for the Star Wars fandom menace with time a la Terminator. He's doing his part. Are you? Join the mobile infantry and save the world. Party Elm City. God bless you. I love your super chats. Thank you. 007 Cloud, $5. All this time travel makes me want to play Chrono Trigger. I'm gonna get. I have a PlayStation 4 upstairs. Should I bring it down, or what should I do? Should I just get a Steam account? I want to play video games.
Get you a Steam account and get you the PS4.
Well, I've got it upstairs. I can bring it down, or is there a better thing that I should get that's out now?
I mean, I would tell you to get a Nintendo Switch. That way we can play Mario Kart. But no, but a Steam account's great, and PS4, that's a good combo right there.
All right, I have a Steam account. My son put it on my computer, but I have no idea what it is. I'll check it out. Yeah. Oh, Ricada Loss here. $5. Ethan, can't wait to have you on my show tonight following this stream. Everyone come and watch. Yeah, come to Ricada Law. I'm going to be debating an anti-comics gator who says that he's going to make me want to kill myself. He's going to kick my ass so bad. So this is going to be interesting. Ricada Law at midnight. Roman E, $5. Meh. After 10 years, I'm getting tired of superhero movies anyway. I'll take a cybernetic frog instead. Thank you so much. I agree. Rookie Critic, heading out now. Akron, Ohio. Meh. I don't want Thanos or Captain Marvel in it. His story is. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I totally lost my place. Did I? No. Oh yeah, I don't want Thanos or Captain Marvel in it. His story is told, and she's boring. Have a good week, guys. Olay. Gojirify, Brie has no charisma, no fighter pilot swagger. Micah Mathis. Micah Mathis says Captain Marvel is going to do to the MCU what The Last Jedi did to Star Wars, and then when the Black Widow finally gets her movie, no one will want to watch it. Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, no.
Hi, Cecil. How you doing? Cecil, what are you doing?
Why is Cecil?
Cecil, what the hell? Is your mic on? God damn it. Every time he comes on the show, he fucking ruins it. He drives it to a complete halt, and then he doesn't even say anything.
Hello.
Oh. God, my aching head. Cecil, how are you tonight?
Very good. I feel great.
Are you drinking anything?
Not currently. I just finished a glass of whiskey. I put the ice aside not to bother you, but my headphones fucked up and I still bothered you somehow.
Yeah, your headphones really did. I know. I appreciate that you're trying to behave yourself, but every time you come in the chat, every time you come on the High Council, it just sounds like this. That was me running my fingernails across my microphone. I probably
it was very annoying, so don't do it.
Well, that's how. See, I mean, that's how we feel. Cecil, I'm glad you're here. I'd like you to weigh in on this. Ernie and Bert, gay? Are they or no?
I mean, they spend most of their lives with another man's hand up their ass.
Well, listen, Frank Oz says no. He said he created them. They're not gay.
I go with Frank Oz.
You do? Okay. All right.
He's the guy. He made it. So, yeah, then he says they're not gay. They're just, they're pals.
He's the guy who takes his hand out of their asses and then throws them in the closet and shuts the door at the end of every workday. So I think you're probably right. I'm so happy to have Cecil here. We miss Cecil on the High Council. Let me read some more of these super chats here. I think we're almost done. Captain Marvel, okay. Who deserves the name Captain Marvel, says Mega Jetty 1. I think it should be Billy Batson because when he gives his hero name, he won't have an accent. Yeah. John Wayland, 500 pounds of pie plus EVS naked equals slosh porn. Jesus, God. Sock Puppet Joe, $5. Where's Rogue when you need her? The Vision that bears the gift, $5. Everyone hit the like button. Yes, please. We've got 1,851 people watching. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, would you please be in support of the High Council if you enjoy this thing that we do every week. Hit that thumbs up button, the like button, and let YouTube know it. So appreciate you guys. McKinney90, hearing all those positive comments on Rotten Tomatoes about The Last Jedi made my ears bleed. Quote, it's a masterpiece as good as Empire Strikes Back. Oh, F off. Did they say that?
Oh, yeah. You haven't heard about the wave of 5-star reviews that just showed up on Rotten Tomatoes user scores?
No.
Just a wave of 5-star reviews. We covered it on Geeks and Gamers. SC Reviews actually did a video for us covering it. And, yeah, it's just a ton of 5-star reviews after it dropped down to 45%. And these reviews just showed up, and it was like ridiculous, man. Like it was just people like talking about Ryan is so brilliant, and they're cringe to read.
Horrible. I mean, shameful. Let it die. These people keep telling us like stop obsessing over it. Well, we can't because you keep doing stupid things. You want us to shut up while you get in there and you screw with the Rotten Tomatoes reviews. Cecil, you can't just allow them to do this, can you?
Something's got to be done.
Yeah. Something needs to be done, Cecil. What is it? Is it violence? We don't want to resort to violence, do we?
Wait. This was for The Last Jedi reviews. What about Solo's reviews? How are they?
They're okay. They're better. It's available now. Solo is available for pay-per-view, I think, right now, or just you can buy it on digital.
I had a friend who he knows nothing of all this nonsense I'm involved in, and I spoke to him about Last Jedi and Solo, and he just he's not a big Star Wars fan, but he just saw them both recently, and he hated Solo. He said he hated it even more than Last Jedi. And I was surprised. He hated it, and we never talked about it. He doesn't even know like the story things. He's telling me like I never heard it before. He's like, Lando Calrissian's in love with a fucking robot. And he's like, and everything we were saying, he couldn't stand the movie. He hated it.
Yeah,
and,
it wasn't good. I hated it too, but you know who liked it? Diversity in Comics.
I didn't. It wasn't a Star Wars movie. It was just a forgettable like heist movie, as far as I was concerned. Yeah. And 10 minutes later, you forget about it. But
I am dying to buy the Blu-ray. I can't wait. I got to see those making of videos. I will laugh myself. I will never stop laughing at the making of Solo videos. It should be hilarious. By the way, people are bothering John Kasdan on Twitter. I got to do a video about this. They're saying, do you have any regrets about making Lando Calrissian pansexual? And he is talking about it. So I want to do a video about that. Regrets. Target Jeremy, can I help you find something? Says Star Wars for life. Justin Bass, did you all see the cringeworthy diversity song from the Emmys? Sorry if I missed the previous conversation about this. Just got home.
Luckily, I have not heard that.
Yeah, me neither.
I can't stand it. Honestly, maybe we should do it. Maybe we should just go into it. Maybe we should just become all about diversity and inclusion, like Cecil is.
Yes.
I remember Cecil's original. Cecil used to show up and he used to be all about diversity and inclusion. I don't know what happened.
What?
Are you still?
Am I exclusionary? Do you find me to be exclusionary?
Yeah, you didn't invite me out to the sailboat this weekend.
That's true.
All right. David Applegate, show some support for independent writers. The Boyhood of Kaede, book 1 of the Empire of Elves on Amazon. Okay. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. Boyhood of Kaede.
Is that from David Applegate?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. DMD Supernova, $5. Hopefully Lucas and JJ can fix Star Wars with 9, but it's a very tall order. I'll bet a copy of Mario RPG that the new president of Lucasfilm is George Lucas. Now,
hey, Jeremy, did you see all the memes going around today of what's the mushroom guy from Mario Kart?
Code. Yes, I saw. It was awful. It was awful while Mario Kart was actually trending. So
tell me, explain it to me.
Because Stormy Daniels describes the president's cock in her new book. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to curse, but she says it's very bulbous on top, like a mushroom cap. And then everybody started making these memes of the little mushroom guy from Mario Kart, and yeah, it really took over the internet today.
Yep.
That is annoying. I didn't spend a lot of time on the internet today. I'm glad that I didn't.
Wow, you wasted your time somewhere else.
In bed, sick. Price Newberg, $5. Ethan, you already have a great PC. I know, thank you. I went to Blockbuster I went to Best Buy, and I just said, "Give me the best computer ever." And I did it on a live stream, and everyone was pissed at me. And they gave me this Alienware, and people are making fun of me about it. So thank you for recognizing that it's a great PC. And you say, "Please get Steam."
What doesn't our community make fun of us over at this point? So.
Constantly.
Don't make fun of me.
Nobody makes fun of you.
Yeah. Nobody. You're above it, Cecil.
Look at them. They're laughing now. They're saying, "Holy boomer, Alienware." Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Well, it works, except when it doesn't. Sometimes it does. It's a brand new computer. I think I paid $3,000 for it. Sometimes it works. Other time
people are yelling at me in the chat that this is a family show. I'm sorry, because I talked about his bulbous cock.
Yeah, you can't, because it's a family show. You don't want to talk about that. Yeah, there are kids listening at 11 o'clock at night. Angry Old Normie, 5 o'clock. Time travel is such a cheap gimmick in movies. It ruined Doctor Strange, Deadpool 2, and Infinity War. And it's going to ruin Avengers 4 too, I'll bet. Gojirify, is Robbie home? No, please. No, Robbie is not home. Not on the High Council.
Don't wake him up. He's been a fucking nightmare ever since he got Frank Cho to break. He's been running around here. He drank me out of almost all the whiskey. He's been gloating. I mean, this is a triumph for him. He's been on the phone with Gail Simone all day. They're fucking laughing it up. He hit me a few times. He's very angry today, but he's also happy. It's weird. He's not a happy drunk.
Yeah. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead, you should all watch Dishonored Wolf and Mahler's video of Patrick Williams' thoughts on The Last Jedi. Plus, I told them to do a podcast with Jeremy, and they said they're interested.
Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good chef. Take Jeremy's advice and get a Switch. He sucks at Mario Kart, so you can enjoy beating him at it all the time. Herpicus McDurpington, Empire or Rebellion, and why? I'm with the Empire. No, the Rebellion. I'm with the Rebellion, not the Resistance.
For a moment, I was like, "What is Star Wars Rebellion?" I thought he was talking about different.
I know.
No, I'll go Rebel Alliance. They had Han Solo.
I've always liked. I like the Empire. I always liked. Like that's the thing about the Empire versus the First Order is that you don't get a sense of the First Order. The Empire, the original trilogy, that you can actually just wrap your head around what they're doing and how structured they are. The First Order seems so disorganized and irrelevant. You know what I mean? So I've always liked the Empire.
I can picture you, Jeremy. Honestly, I can picture you as a Death Star. Just like in that uniform with the black hat. What are those guys called again?
Just Imperial officers. Oh, you mean the ones with the big helmets, like the
yeah.
Oh, those are like the Death Star troopers, or no? Yeah, Death Star troopers. Or
yeah, to cover your fro, you'd probably request that.
Anybody who wants to make that, I would love to see Jeremy. You know Jeremy's blank, scowling face when he's pissed off. Put that, like, he actually would look pretty good as an Imperial soldier or trooper of some sort. So make that happen.
Make that happen.
I think you'd look dashing. Actually, I think it's a good look for him.
I do too.
Thank you, Cecil. Thank you.
But the Empire had the much better uniforms. They really were put together. I even preferred the TIE fighters to the X-wings. They had a sharper setup. They had whoever the space version of Hugo Boss was. That's who they had designing everything.
Yeah, you're talking about Nazis. You're suggesting.
Am I?
Yeah, you're suggesting.
Yeah, but they also had no shields or hyperdrives.
What about what's left of the Resistance now? There's like 12 of them in a cave or something.
Yeah, I don't even know. The Resistance.
Oh.
Yeah, the Resistance is kind of devastated at this point. You know what? I wouldn't join any of them. I would just hang out at Jabba's palace.
Right. I'd rather have a friend who worked for the Empire.
I'd be a mob. I'd be a I wouldn't be a
hut.
Hunter.
You're on your way to being a hut right now. You might as well join up with them.
Now listen. By the way, I did finish that banana cream pie this morning.
Oh,
1/3.
You're shocked.
Cecil.
You waited like 9 days straight on a diet, and then now you've gone on a fucking pie bender.
4 pies. 4 pies in a week. And I've been letting people know. It would have been 5 pies, but I did throw 1 whole pie away. There was a lemon meringue pie that it wasn't doing it. I don't know where they got the lemon part of it, the filling. It just wasn't good, so I refused to eat it. I threw it away. Replaced it with a nice banana cream, and I chilled that, and it was magnificent. It was magnificent. I just finished that this morning. They were concerned about it on the Kumite. They did ask me some questions about it, and I let them know. McKinney90, Mike Zero shapeshifted.
Is that true?
Well, yeah, he shapeshifted into Cecil. Hence that pause when he came in. He was trying to remember Cecil's lines. Mike Zero is the doctor. I didn't know that. Crispy Chips, thanks for $7.99. Mike Zero's dartboard is actually a time traveler's clock. Now look at the logo on the left. That's a flux capacitor.
Oh, maybe he's like that. What was the one with Scott Bakula where he jumped from people?
Quantum Leap.
Maybe he jumped into me.
Yeah.
He once jumped into a guy with Down syndrome. You ever see that episode?
Yeah. Oh yeah, where yeah.
And then he looks in the mirror and he goes, "I'm retarded."
That needs to be a meme. That needs to be a meme. Clip that out. Yeah.
I think it is. I think that there's like a gif of it going around.
Magnificent. I liked when he was Lee Harvey Oswald. I thought that was pretty cool. What is the crisis in that? If you're Lee Harvey Oswald, just don't do it. Why is that? That was a stupid episode.
No, you can't not do it because you'll screw up history.
Who cares? Seriously, what would you screw up? What needs to happen?
Were you born after that date?
Yes.
Well, there's a good chance that you would have never been born.
Are you telling me that Lee Harvey Oswald murdering John F. Kennedy sexually aroused my parents somehow and caused them to get together? And I just don't think
exactly what I'm saying. I'm just saying it put people on paths. It put people in different directions that they may not have been.
I guess that's probably true. I don't know. Check out Robot Head's latest video on The Last Jedi. On point, says the Buzz General. That's the second recommendation we've had for Robot Head. Boogeyman67, you guys want to see something funny? Check out Mike Zero's Instagram. It's filled with odd selfies that look like they are professionally taken.
Ooh,
that's
I'm
funny.
checking that right now.
Maybe he's dating a photographer. You know what I mean? Like, if your girlfriend is a photographer and she's just like,
But he already broke up with her because she cheated on him in the future. So there we go.
Oh, that's messed up. You would know. You say, I'm going to break up with you because you're going to cheat on me in 3 years.
No,
I already saw it, bitch.
But then he could cheat on her before they ever met, so it's not even cheating on her.
No, you guys clearly do not understand Mike Zero. Mike Zero would find the person that she slept with, and he would eliminate him from existence within a snap of his fingers like Thanos.
Or right at the moment,
too much credit.
He could be there right at the moment when they're about to consummate things and be like, like right when he's about to, enter her, he could be there like, what are you doing? Like, right, can you imagine? Like, just out of the blue, Mike Zero's face in yours. What are you doing?
Like Tom Cruise in Minority Report. Like,
he'd be pretty much nailed. Yeah. What are you doing? If Mike Zero were in my face saying, what are you doing? All of a sudden, like this, like that, and he's in my face, I'd be like, what? Nothing. That would be a big deal. That's the power of Mike Zero. Star Wars for Life says, I wish you guys had emojis. That would be awesome. Well, make us some Star Wars for Life. Make us emojis. Or one of you guys in the chat. I think that would be great. Party Amsavi, hashtag the Empire did nothing wrong. Well, it did a few things wrong. I mean, it allowed the 2 Death Stars to blow up. It didn't learn anything.
It blew up that planet that Leia was from.
Alderaan?
Yeah, Alderaan.
Yeah, and she was flirting with a space pirate 20 minutes later. He was really broken up.
That's true. Yeah, and she was able to sleep.
I mean, Luke got more disturbed by the death of Ben, who we only knew that one day.
He just met him.
And then she's consoling him. Like, oh yeah, I'm sorry about Ben. It's like your whole fucking planet blew up. Who's consoling you? Nothing makes sense.
Kendo Slice says, Walker told me I have AIDS. Who's Walker? That's not good news,
See you, Kendo.
That's Kendo. Okay, that's one of you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, did he at least break it to you gently? I mean,
I just found out with you guys. I'm crying over here. We're looking for a replacement for World Class Bullshitter. Cecil, are you interested?
Sure.
All right, cool. We got a replacement.
Cecil would be great. Bagel Goose says, Cecil turns all my suits into wetsuits. That's disgusting. Go Girify, $5. That was a great episode of Quantum Leap. Sam was losing himself into LHO. Yeah. Mega Jetty 1. Time travel is good in movies if done right. It's just a plot device in the Terminator to explain what was going on. Everyone just overthinks the concept. Well, we do like to overthink things around here. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank everyone for showing up and being a part of this episode of the High Council. My friends Jeremy, Jeff, and to a lesser extent Cecil, really appreciate you guys taking. That's only because you were late. Gotcha. Party Almcivi, thanks for $1.99. Alderaan funded violent insurgent rebels. # justified. There it is. There's always a good reason.
I stand corrected.
If you haven't yet, make sure that you do back Stealing Solo, a Captain's Parody. The link is in the description. We want you to get a copy of this book. This is obviously this is the Fandom Menace Bible. This is the High Council's comic book, and make sure you get a copy. It's only $20. So hit that link and support Jeff Hicks and his dream. And for the rest of you, where are you debating? I'm debating on Ricada Law. It's a YouTube channel, and I'll be there at midnight. I feel like holy hell, but
at midnight.
Yeah. Well, I was like, look, I got the High Council from 9 until whenever. So usually it's about 2 hours and change long, and I'm exactly right. Give me a second to get myself together, and then I'll debate someone about my right to produce comic books as a Republican.
If you need help, I'll come along. I'm a master debater.
I'm a cunning linguist.
Good, Jurified. Thanks for $2. Will Robbie be at Ricada? I hope not. I really hope not. But yeah, go ahead and tune in and listen to that. Should be interesting. And for the rest of you, thank you so much for your continued support of all of our channels. If you haven't subscribed to Geeks and Gamers, please do. If you haven't subscribed to World Class Bullshitters, what are you waiting for? And of course, please do subscribe to Comic Artist Pro Secrets for future Star Wars content, or at least present Star Wars content. Love you all. McKinney90, $5. Thank you. Mike Zero Origin Film about how he became to be, and the film ends with his tagline. That would be awesome. Alan Rogers, $5. Imperials are ultra statist cucks. That's true. I agree with that as well. All right, everyone. Thank you. We'll see you again next Tuesday. What are we on? Jeremy, or are we on
Geeks and Gamers next week?
Yep, Geeks and Gamers next week.
All right, we'll see you next week. The High Council will be on Geeks and Gamers. So again, make sure to subscribe. Cecil, thank you for joining us, and we will see you. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.